talking about stuff. Local stuff.
Okay. Hello, everybody. You should hear me, the game audio, and Knick-Knack. Knick-Knack, speak up.
Hello.
We have to check for scuffs before I start. You know?
I'm hearing you double for some reason, but not my... Oh, it's because I have the video on.
I hope you're not hearing me double, like, perfect. Perfect! All three are here. Hello, Dakota Doyle. Hello, Nutty. Hello, Frostshard. Hello, Commievox. And anyone else who's hanging out. And then, obviously, Knick-Knack's here. For a very boring stream for Knick-Knack, at least, since I don't think we're going to be doing a whole ton of talking. Well, I mean...
Relax and enjoy the Atlantis T.H.E read audiobook.
Yeah, I mean, technically I'm going to be talking a lot, but it's not necessarily going to be like, you know, fun discussions. So we're starting Lost Belt 5, Ancient Ocean of the Dreadnaught Gods, Atlantis. Which I am very excited for. I did finish Yuga Kshetra basically right before stream. I did stop posting updates in the Discord for a second just so I could get through it a little bit faster because I saw that like my time was ticking down, and I was not being the most productive because I keep getting distracted when I read things and then I message stuff to the Discord. But I did write down some notes I'll send like later tonight about my thoughts on Yuga Kshetra. So I'll tap them in and send those probably after stream or so. You know, Dakota Doyle, when that video comes out, I will answer that question. Gotta keep you guys coming back for something. Right, Knick-Knack?
With me here, unfortunately, like, if you start going off on your thoughts about LB4 and I start responding, we may as well hit record, get rid of the FGO stream, and just make it a live recording Yuga Kshetra off the shelf.
Yep, and that is not an option because I need to start Ocean of the Dreadnaught Gods.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. I guess I'll just get into it. I mean, the faster I get into it, the longer I get to read today. Because I know I'm going to be driven off topic at least 3 or 4 times. I always am. You know, correct me if I'm... Let me turn auto off. Correct me if I'm wrong, Knick-Knack. But I feel like all I hear the last couple chapters is how small... like the areas that we're like living and traveling in are. This seems like a very spacious bedroom.
That's because you're no longer in the tiny little van. You're inside of the facility.
Yeah, we're in the Wandering Sea, not the...
And that is the opposite of a small facility. You have gotten out of the cramped dorm room sized space.
I don't know.
You're
I think
living in the lap of luxury again.
I think we should go back to the cramped dorm room space. It was character building.
The best dorm or the best room that mage blood money can buy.
Okay. Good morning, Senpai. Is your formal dress all ready to go? I know it's been a long 2 weeks since we got back from the Indian Lost Belt, but today they're finally supposed to finish making modifications to the Shadow Border and complete construction on the new Nautilus that has the Shadow Border at its core. I can't wait to see what it looks like once they let us back into the dock at 9 a.m. I remember Captain was very particular about having us, quote, wake up at the crack of dawn and remain on standby until further notice, which just makes me that much more curious. Testing, everything good with this mic? Hey guys, can you hear me? Are my dulcet tones carrying clearly to your waiting ears? Tomlin, Kawata, Octavia, Chin, Cayenne, Elron, Marcus, Munier, Director Gordolf, Mash, and last but not least, Seki. As the 11 staff members of Novum Chaldea, your patience has been much appreciated. Now come on down to the dock and meet our brand new ship. That's right, it's time for the launch ceremony for Captain Nemo's Nautilus. Hey, hey! Thanks for coming to celebrate with us! We're so lucky we got to put the Nautilus together in a secret underground dock like this. Congratulations, guys! We deserve it. I can't wait till we can set sail. Congratulations to you too, Seki and Mash. You guys are gonna be there for tomorrow's test voyage too, right? Oh man, it's gonna be so much fun. I wonder if we can still fire torpedoes in the Void Sea. Master, do you know why there are so many Nemos here? Once again, I fail to see why we are asking the idiot questions like this. Like, I love the Nemos, but I fail to see why Mash thinks I would know anything more about the amount of Nemos hanging around than she does. Hey, who said you could leave your posts? You're making a mockery of the launch ceremony, damn it. Marines, line up! There's a... Oh, fudge. Ah, look out, guys. Captain's all mad. Come on, let's all line up. That's more like it. Now, roll call. Nemo Marine reporting for duty. I'm in charge of the deck, and I want you to requisition me a new mop. Nemo Marine reporting for duty. I'm in charge of loading the really, really heavy torpedoes. Will somebody trade posts with me? Nemo Marine reporting for duty. I'm in charge of the computer room, and I'm still not sure taking notes by hand is really the best idea. Nemo Marine reporting for duty. I'm in charge of cleaning the kitchen and bathrooms. A clean ship is a happy ship. Nemo Marine reporting for duty. I'm in charge of... I don't know, man. I would have been willing to listen to all of them. Whoa, whoa! Oh, that's enough, damn it. I was a bit overwhelmed with all the new information even before this parade of identical faces. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Since when do you have so damn many subordinates? That's as silly as asking a fluvial sculpin why it swims upstream, Gordolf. The Marines are clones, or in instances of me who specialize in different operations. Having a large enough crew is an essential part of any voyage. I didn't make the Marines for you guys. I made them solely to help with the ship, and the ship is where they'll stay. You could say they're animated metaphors for my mental support structure. They're fully autonomous, possible alternate versions of me who... Thank you, Captain. I will take it from here. You have many talents, but explaining things is clearly not one of them. I don't know. I was understanding that pretty well. It could have kept going. You see, the ability Captain is using to make these clones belongs to neither Nemo, the heroic spirit, nor to Triton, the divine spirit. Those of us at the Atlas Institute use a technique called memory partition as part of our basic thought processes. So I gave Captain the ability to use it when I formed a contract with him. Essentially, it lets you, well, partition your brain so you can have multiple selves processing different things simultaneously. In Captain's case, that resulted in him gaining the ability to create multiple physical selves that all act with complete autonomy. In other words, all the work pertaining to running a ship that Captain Nemo has been doing by himself to date, or, perhaps more accurately, all the work he had been wishing to do but was thus far unable to carry out due to a lack of personnel, is now being carried out by all these other Nemos thanks to the evolution he independently achieved. Aye aye, ma'am, though of course we all have to do whatever the captain tells us to do. So, there's going to be lots and lots of Nemos working on board the Nautilus then. Well, the number of Marines will change depending on the circumstances. Also, the Marines aren't the only other Nemos in my Nemo series. I'll introduce you to them properly when the time is right, but for now, there's Nemo Professor, whose job is to analyze situations, come up with plans, and conduct scientific research. So cute. Next, there's Nemo Baker, the cook who will be in charge of preparing everyone's meals. All these roles are important, of course, but hers stands out in particular. So cute. Then there's Nemo Engineer, who's so cantankerous you'd never believe she was me. She'll just as soon throw a wrench at you as look at you. Those, along with the Marines, are the crew I'll be taking along to run the ship. The only downside is that bringing the boarder aboard the new Nautilus means there won't be any room for a bakery, so I won't be calling Baker. No Baker? Aw, man, that's a real shame. Still, it's looking more and more like a real submarine, isn't it? When are you going to take it out for a test dive, Captain? Oh, I'd like to do that no later than tomorrow. We'll need to cross an ocean from the Age of Gods in this next Lost Belt, so I have to make sure everything is shipshape, figuratively speaking. However, the only ones who will be coming with me are Mash and Seki. The rest of you will be staying here. What? Why? We have our reasons, Munier. Sorry, it just wasn't in the cards this time. While Captain Mash and Seki are out there testing the Nautilus, the rest have our work cut out for us getting ready to infiltrate the Atlantic Lost Belt. Developing the ultra-long-range lens, doubling and tripling the Nautilus's defensive systems, reinforcing Seki's mystic codes, fine-tuning Mash's Orton axe. Basically, Munier, we all have an absolute ton of things to do here. We just don't have the time to spare for you to be wasting your magecraft expertise on a submarine test dive. Damn it, of all the rotten luck. If I'd known it was going to hold me back like this one day, I would have sold my magical crest and gotten out of the magecraft game long ago. That's the boldest statement I've heard in a long time. But, in case you need a reminder, if you weren't a mage, you would never have been hired at Chaldea in the first place. So, how about you just resign yourself to helping the technical advisor like a good little lackey and let me take responsibility for what is sure to be a delightful Nautilus test You sure, Gordy? You do know they're going for a test dive in the Void Sea, not the Wandering Sea, right? Yes, as I was saying, I will let Seki handle it, as I have a lot of, directory work I need to do myself. Yes, quite a lot indeed. Then it's settled. This afternoon, I'll be holding a class to explain all about the Nautilus's equipment and facilities, as well as what to do in case of emergency. Then tomorrow, Seki, Mash, and Captain will take it out for a test dive. While they're off doing that, the rest of us will be getting things ready here at the Wandering Sea for our infiltration of the Atlantic Lost Belt. It'll probably take around 7 days to wrap everything up, so this could be your last chance to relax on standby for a while. Make sure you're all well rested so that you can give your best for what's to come. Right. Holmes, suspiciously chill at the moment. Okay, let me catch up.
And that Seki is where the that 1.5 chapter takes place.
Yeah. To be fair, that's not actually that was like not too bad of a start to the chapter in terms of like length to section. I feel like I almost like mentally I wouldn't mind the length of some like no battle nodes as much if there were like more of them and they were split into like slightly smaller chunks. I don't know. Something
that
about
happens once in a while. I've seen that a lot more lately actually with the no battle nodes. Aren't necessarily longer sections. They're just sections where there's obviously not going to be any fights because you're like cutting away to someone who's not you.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I would murder someone to be able to successfully use memory partition. Yes, I'm gonna be reading Imaginary Scramble this weekend, Dakota Doyle, so I'm not super concerned about that. Look, Holmes is... Well, I'm enjoying Nemo. Okay. My journey is drawing to an end. It won't be long now before I arrive at my destination in southern Nevada. Not that it'll change anything once I get there. I certainly won't be getting a reward for my trouble. Nor do I have a home to return to, or enough fuel to get me there even if I did. The only point this journey ever had was to get where I was going. Well, no, that may be technically accurate, but it's still not quite right. Let me be clear so I don't invite any misunderstandings. When I say I don't have a home to return to, I don't mean that in the heartless, cold-blooded bastard sense. My home may be gone now, but I still remember it clearly, and as long as I have those memories, I'll never feel the pain of its loss. See, since I was born, I've had the ability, for better or worse, to recall anything I've ever seen in perfect detail. It's called hyperthymesia, though it's more commonly known as superior autobiographical memory. My friends considered it a disability and sympathized with the drawbacks, but scientists considered it a gift. It drove me insane when I was a kid. At some points, it caused me to hate cities and people in general. When I grew up, I left the city behind and started living a much quieter life out in a village near the mountains. As a result, I've only spent about a third of my life in busy urban areas, so I'm not really overburdened with memories of those places. Still, my memories are just as clear now as they ever were. I can see the friends I used to hang out with smiling and laughing as if they were right here with me. Of course, that includes the beautiful scenery and the stars that used to twinkle bright all across the nighttime sky. Maybe that's why I couldn't shake my doubts about why this happened the way it did. Something just seemed off. I don't mean the Earth's surface being bleached white. I mean, it feels like something even bigger has changed, but in a way I can't put my finger on. Whatever it is, I've noticed it at different points during this journey. There was something different about the skies above Russia, Scandinavia, China, India. Whatever it was, they weren't the same skies I'd seen before. There must be some other change occurring in places I'm not privy to. Or maybe some other humans besides me are struggling to fight back. Maybe they're doing their best to retake this world, this planet, this universe for humanity even as I speak. Unfortunately, as intriguing as that possibility is, those places are much too far away for me to make a detour, and I have precious little time left as it is. I ran out of food yesterday, and my bike's not going to last much longer either. Again, once I reach my destination, my journey is over. It would be nice if whoever's causing these changes taking place around the world were to stop by the States. But I doubt anyone who's lost as hard as me and the rest of humanity have anything close to that kind of good luck left. What a strange feeling. Even if this is the end for me in multiple senses, it still feels good to achieve the goal I set for myself. Why did humanity die out? Why did these alien invaders show up? Why did they conquer us by bleaching the earth white? My heart is racing at the prospect of possibly uncovering the answers to these and all the other mysteries. I've arrived at the U.S. Air Force Base once known as Area 51. It's the one place, the only part of the texture on the entire planet that managed to evade the bleaching. The sheer secrecy surrounding this place led to all sorts of rumors about high-tech experiments and training being conducted here, but you'd never know that looking at it now. Not only are there no survivors here, there's not so much as a single piece of cutting-edge equipment. Any seaplanes and armored tanks that may have been here before are long gone. And since there's no power, I doubt I'll be able to stock up on food or water either. On the plus side, the buildings are mostly untouched, so at least I shouldn't have to go sifting through rubble. I can't believe it. Rain clouds cropped up here out of nowhere. I guess that means it still rains in the last area on Earth that hasn't been bleached away. I pushed my excitement down to keep it from getting the better of me, and began carefully making my way through the base. The rain clouds that cropped up in the skies overhead stuck around the whole time I was here. I learned several things from my expedition into the inside of the base, the part completely cut off from the outside world. I wish I could offer my own personal insights on what I found, but since I'm running low on both time and energy, I'll have to stick to just the facts. This base did in fact contain an alien life form. 2018, Subject E relocation. 2018, initiate Subject E examination. According to the documents I found, this subject had flown to New Mexico in the year 2018. The craft it had been piloting either burned up when it entered Earth's atmosphere, or was possibly destroyed by the subject itself according to a handwritten note, leaving the subject completely exposed upon its discovery. The injuries sustained during its emergency landing had left it critically wounded and near death. But, by flash freezing it, the Air Force managed to preserve its life functions. They then brought this to the base. I feel like we should know that this is not a good idea to do. I feel like there are a lot of movies that tell us that this is not a good idea. Right, Knick Knack?
No, we should all raid Area 51. If we Naruto run around it with a large enough group of us, they can't arrest us all.
All the other records pertaining to the subject can be summed up in a single word. Gruesome. The scientists performed all kinds of tests, experiments, and surgeries in order to keep this alien visitor alive. They conducted clinical trials with different kinds of medicine. They tested every known substance on Earth to see how it would react. They observed reactions that corresponded to pain. They observed reactions that corresponded to joy. To measure its endurance, they stopped supplying it with nutrients. Then they tried burning it, freezing it, melting it, attaching things to it. They stirred its intestines around, cut off parts of its body, measured signals from the organ they thought was its brain. They performed all of this research, what could also be called the very crystallization of human history, on the subject while it was still living. See, I feel like I would understand why something would want to destroy humanity if this happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in all honesty, I get it. It didn't take long for the surgical procedures meant to resuscitate the subject to morph into brutally exploitative experiments. And since the cells taken from the subject's samples were made up of elements that didn't exist anywhere on the planet, it wasn't hard to imagine that further research could eventually lead to military and civilian applications. Truth be told, that was where the top brass's true interests lied. After all, ever since the turn of the 20th century, the energy race between nations had only continued to pick up speed. And there was now an insurmountable gap between industrialized nations and developing ones. I could tell from poring over the documents that they began with the best of intentions. They wanted their research to result in a better life for every person on Earth, to help humanity move past its endless squabbling for wealth and forge ahead with new, loftier goals. However, Area 51's researchers didn't see things the same way. With every experiment they ran, they became more and more certain that the subject was emitting a constant unknown signal. It was calling for help. So they thought if they kept running experiments on it, if they kept inflicting greater levels of pain on it, even more potential test subjects were bound to show up. Okay, do I have to explain why that's a bad idea? Like... This is... Oh my god. That's why this all happened. This wasn't a natural disaster, it was a man-made one. But is that truly the reason? I finally know why those trees came here. Now, I just have to confirm one last thing. Was this the true cause? Was there really a Subject E here at this base? I have to see it for myself. And I have to do it before I die of malnutrition. It took me several days to discover that door. E reference room, a secret area that had been built even further underneath the base's underground structure. I managed to open the door and make my way inside the sealed-off passageway. I can already tell there's something here. This is it. This is where I'll find the answers I've been seeking. There's just something different about the air in this passageway that makes that all too clear. My instruments aren't picking up anything unusual, even though the passageway itself is like something from another world, entirely removed from what we think of as reality. I know this passageway is made out of iron and steel, but it feels like I'm walking on pulsating jelly. I make my way across the simultaneously hard, soft, warm, cold floor, one careful step at a time. My body temperature is dropping like a stone. I can barely breathe. My consciousness is hanging by a thread. I can't even remember how many days it's been since I last had something to eat or drink. Soon, I won't even have enough energy left to talk into this recorder. But I can't stop now. I have to find the answers before I die. Answers that I'm sure lie just beyond this passage. The only sound that escaped my lips was a quiet gasp of shock. It was the most retro room I could have imagined. If I hadn't known better, I would never have thought it was located in the middle of one of the most high-tech bases on Earth. And yet, there it was atop the exam table, a bizarre thing that resembled nothing so much as a dead tree. Hey there, it's about time you showed up, Blue Book. I could have told you this was a bad idea. I could have told you this was a bad idea. I feel any logical human would know that this is a bad fucking idea. Hey! Back to my favorite reality TV show. That's all I've got to report. Any other questions? This isn't like you, Pepe. Didn't you always used to tell us we should act our cheeriest when we've lost? Unless, of course, you don't consider the Indian Lost Belt disappearing a loss at all. My, I see that at least your sharp tongue has managed a full recovery, Caddock. Alrighty then, let me rephrase. Not only did I get in a fight with my Lost Belt's king, my very own servant washed his hands of me. And I had to run all the way here with my tail between my legs after Chaldea, our sworn enemy, saved my life. I'm clearly the best crypter. But at least the roasted bananas were super yummy. Never mind. I take it back. You're just as cheery as ever. Now shut up already, will you? Now that's our pepperoncino. Besides, it's still too soon to declare yourself a loser. Knowing you, you must have really gotten in their good graces, right? There's more to a deathmatch than just slipping a knife between the other guy's ribs. Getting your opponent attached to you's a pro-level long-game move. So, the way things are going, I'm betting their next destination will be their last. Am I right? Oh yes, this next one will settle things once and for all. They won't be going to your lost belt. I mean, now that they have a ship, they're all but certain to come here. Even though that practically guarantees their demise. Well, damn, that's really brave of them. Gotta give them props for that. Hats off to you, Chaldea. We couldn't have asked for a better gal to fill in that last seat. What was her name again? Ah, who cares? Like it makes any difference to me anyway. Point is, this next drink's for you, Master What's-Her-Face. You must be feeling real good about yourself now that you've strangled 4 innocent lost belts in their proverbial cradles. We can't be sure the Chaldeans will come to the Atlantic Lost Belt yet. Who knows, maybe they'll end up gunning for you next, Beryl. So if you've got time to be making shitty, tasteless analogies, maybe you ought to spend it getting ready for them. Huh? You serious, Kadok? You really think I might be next? Are you feeling okay? What are you talking about? I'm just saying it's possible that... Oh, Kirshtaria hasn't told you? Well, hey, since all the alter egos aren't here at the moment, so we don't have to worry about them, you mind if I tell him myself, boss? No, this directly concerns the next phase of the plan, so I'll fill him in myself. Seyfert, the Tree of Emptiness in Beryl's English Lost Belt, has already been felled. I secretly asked Beryl to see to it that the English Lost Belt would go away on its own accord. It's already been felled? Then you're saying the English Lost Belt doesn't exist anymore. Nope. It ought to fall apart and disappear real soon now. And, for the record, you have no idea how hard it was to pull that off. The English Lost Belt, or the British Lost Belt as they like to put it, has like 1,000 phantasmal beasts for every one of the few humans there, and you can easily find yourself in a whole different world with completely different rules if you go just a little way down the path. It's a hellish wonderland, and coming from me, a guy who was raised in the UK, that's saying something. So it wasn't easy sweet-talking them into cutting down the Tree of Emptiness themselves. They're probably cursing my name to hell and gone for tricking them right about now. Not that it's going to do them any good. Is that true? Because unless my eyes are playing tricks on me, I'm pretty sure I can still see a wall of light up around the English Lost Belt. Yes, I've seen it too, but even so, the English Tree of Emptiness is most assuredly gone. Once the Trees of Emptiness grow tall enough to reach the stratosphere, their branches start to interfere with one another, resulting in a kind of network. And we haven't seen a single signal from Seyfert for a few days now. I doubt it will be long before that accursed wall of light, the world's end, follows suit and disappears as well. Alright then, next question. Why'd you get rid of the English Lost Belt like this? I thought our Lost Belts were only supposed to fight each other once their territories made contact. It just goes to show that there are exceptions to every rule, Kadok. This may be difficult for you to understand, since you have no way of knowing how deep London's, that is to say, the clock tower's abyss runs. But the English Lost Belt is the only one that cannot be allowed to remain. Nothing good could ever come from it, not for us, and not for the foreign god. However, the foreign god knows nothing of this planet's history, and we have no way to explain. We can't even say anything to the priestess, as her role is purely observational. All that aside, Kadok and Pepperoncino, the fact remains that I should have told you about this, and I didn't. For that, I am sorry. No point apologizing about it at this point. I still don't like it, but at least I'm in the loop now. Same here. Besides, I'd already figured out that Beryl was up to something. But you know, Kirshtaria, all that said, does that mean your Tree of Emptiness is the only one still operating? Don't be ridiculous. Have you forgotten about David's Lost Belt? That leaves 2. I guess. Only problem with that is I can't see anything that looks like a Tree of Emptiness anywhere around South America. So I take it that means all the branches connected to that canopy covering the sky are from Atlantis' tree. Good grief. I really can't get anything past you, can I, Pepe? That's correct. My Tree of Emptiness is the only one receiving the blessings of the foreign god's earth-covering canopy. What's more, my Tree of Emptiness has also grown to complete maturity. Once we confirm the English Lost Belt's disappearance, our plan will enter its final stage. The canopy hasn't only been observing the Earth's mana, it's also been soaking up all matter of cosmic rays, the kind that the Earth's magnetic field usually deflects. We will focus the entirety of that combined energy onto a single point, thereby enabling the foreign god to descend upon this planet. From there, the changeover should be swift and all-encompassing. The old world will perish, a new order will be established on this planet. And I will be the last human left. There he goes, talking about a big game again. You sure that's all gonna go off without a hitch, Wodime? The more time you spend grandstanding like some kind of puffed-up royal, the more chances they'll have to show up and ruin everything. I'm well aware of that, Kadok. Chaldea has always taken keen advantage of their opponents' negligence and pride to turn the tide in their favor. Which is why I've sent out all the strongest forces at my command to the Atlantic. That's also why you haven't seen Canis here. I wasn't worried or anything. Knowing you, I figured you'd have all your bases covered. So, it would seem, wouldn't it? Then we might as well just sit back and see what Kirshtari has got. In that case, I think I'll keep mooching around here, just like Kadok's been. How about you, Beryl, if you stick around in the English Lost Belt? Hey, you don't gotta tell me. If I'd stuck around there, it'd just be a matter of time before they came for my head. Beryl, when did you... My, so you'd already long since flown the coop. I should have figured you knew exactly what you were doing. Right? But seriously, I was downright terrified out there. I was all like, I can't take this crazy island anymore. I'm getting out of here while I still can. Then I jumped off a cliff into the ocean and had Canis come pick me up. Oh, and get a load of this. You guys will never believe what I went through over there. See, that Lost Belt was home to a princess who knew nothing, and I do mean nothing, about the ways of the world. So I figured I could take advantage of her in all sorts of ways if I got in her good graces. But she had her head up in fairy tale land way more than I could have imagined. I mean, clingy. Even when she found out I was a human spy, she didn't bat a damn eye. She just snuggled right up against me, saying things like, I would follow you into the bowels of hell itself. I mean, how stupid can you get? She knew I'd ruin her whole damn nation, and she didn't even care. How am I supposed to deal with that? It's beyond ridiculous. Take it from me, Kadok. Don't go putting the moves on royalty unless you're sure you know what you're doing. Piss off. Don't you pull that big brother shit on me now. Besides, I'm never putting any moves on royalty again. Wait, again? Did you just say again, Kadok? Had some experiences with royalty then, have we? Ooh, I can tell this is going to be the best news I've heard in forever. Tell me everything. Don't spare a single juicy detail. Forget it. There's nothing to tell. If you don't have anything useful to say, then keep your mouth shut for once. Hey now, you can't expect us not to care about something like this, right? I mean, it's not like a romantic escapades are the regular thing for you. Come on, Pepperoncino, this calls for a change in venue. Hell, we could even get Koyanskaya in on this. Ooh, I'm so in. Right now, I don't care what it might cost to coax some juicy secret tidbits out of Koyanskaya. Fine. Go ahead and drink yourself silly. I'm going back to my room. Come on. We're just having a bit of fun, Kadok. Lighten up for a change. Now, how about you show me where I can find a nice place to hang around? I only just got here, but I know this Atlantic Lost Belt's supposed to be amazing. If that's any indication, we shouldn't have to worry about Beryl for a while, though I do hope the scent of blood will eventually wash off him. Anyway, let me know if anything changes, Wodime. I might not be too useful, but I'm sure there's still something I could do to help out. Now then. Perhaps it's time you considered sharing your own opinion before I make my final move, Priestess. This could be your last chance, seeing as the foreign god's disciples have yet to even realize that I have my own goals in all of this. Oh, it's Scary Hot Chick! You must have seen the adjustments I made to my Tree of Emptiness, along with the way my interests align with Zeus's, even if our conclusions differ. But somehow, in spite of all that, you continue to do nothing. Very well, then. I'll not waste more time asking why you continue to insist on observing, rather than acting. Nobody knows if the foreign god even truly exists. Not even the disciples have ever seen them. No, the fact is, not even they have any means of determining what the foreign god's true intention may be. The foreign god is truly a god of emptiness. I cannot in good conscience leave mankind's fate to such a being. I will eliminate Chaldea, watch over Zeus until he passes, and establish the Tree of Emptiness as reality. So continue to stay back and observe, void shaped like a priestess. Nobody else is left. I alone shall realize the future you failed to create. Let's see. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Right, Knick-Knack?
I mean, a number of things.
Yeah, Frost. Yeah, Andrea, wood. I think we can all agree wood. Oh, I don't know, Dakota Doyle. I think I want to, like, hide Kadok away and protect him from the world, but, like, Pepe seems super fucking fun. Alright, 5 days later. I see you're all here ahead of the operation's start time. Very good. Master Seki, servants, Mash Kyrite. As of this moment, Chaldea will assume its first battle station, and I don't want to hear any whining about how we're starting the operation 2 days ahead of schedule. Captain reported that the Nautilus's test dive in void space concluded safely, so I trust you're all prepared for the genuine article then. Yes, Director, we're completely over our seasickness and are ready to begin the operation at any time. I am sorry about this, everyone, but Gordolf is right. The situation is dire. There was a change yesterday in the branches of the Tree of Emptiness that we believe now covers the entire Earth. These branches were previously circulating magical energy between them, like a network, but now they have begun funneling that energy towards the center of the Atlantic. We don't yet know what this phenomenon signifies, but whatever it is, we can be certain that energy is being stockpiled for use in a large-scale magecraft ritual. Currently, the amount of energy we have measured is already equal to that used for Goetia's incineration of humanity. While we are unable to observe this Lost Belt's interior, Trismegistus already declared it a disaster on a global scale. I therefore recommend that this anomaly, that this Atlantic Lost Belt's Tree of Emptiness, be dealt with as swiftly as possible. A magecraft ritual on the same scale as the incineration of humanity. Then that would mean, yep, the foreign god descending to Earth. Every data fragment we've gathered up to this point is pointing directly towards that inescapable conclusion. That being said, we still don't know what this foreign god is, whether they really are a god, or, hell, whether or not they even exist in the first place. Sorry for being so useless. There's no need to apologize for that, Da Vinci. You can't help that we have so little information to work with. It's not your skills that are the problem, it's the damn cryptors not giving us anything to go on. Though, of course, it also seems like they don't know any more about the foreign god than we do. I expect the only cryptor who does know the truth is their leader, Kirstaria Wodheim. Not to worry, I expect that too will be made quite clear over the course of this operation. Both the English Lost Belt and the South American Lost Belt currently appear to be stagnant, with neither showing any further signs of expanding their territory. Therefore, as we have previously discussed, Chaldea will be directing all of our resources towards eliminating the Atlantic Lost Belt. And now, our preparations for that operation are complete. The Nautilus has been equipped with an ultra-long-range lens capable of observing outer space and a record-breaking magecraft barrier from all of human history. The Shadow Border has been overhauled to such a significant degree that it could almost be called a wholly new machine. Both the Nautilus and the Border have been outfitted with identical functionality in the unlikely event that one of them is scuttled. And Miss Kyrolite's round table has been infused with enough magical energy to summon a number of servants on site. My only regret is that we weren't able to finish an Ortonax replacement unit before circumstances forced our hand. Oh, do not worry about that, I will continue to work on its design myself. There should already be enough materials for the reconstruction on board the Border. So, as long as you are able to discover or otherwise procure a concept powerful enough to fill in for one of its bullets, I will be able to put the whole thing together in the time it takes you all to eat lunch. Right, both my ultra-long-range sniper training and the Ortonax's transformation sequence have been cleared for action. If it needs to be deployed to give us an edge during decisive battle, I promise I will wield it to the best of my ability. Now, just pretend you did not hear any of that. Besides, we still do not know if it will even be relevant here. Now then. As the command room officer who will be holding down the fort in your absence, I would once again like to give my usual order to those of you on the field team. The situation has changed significantly. I will not say we do not have a minute to spare, but I will say that time is definitely not on our side. What is more, it looks like that was the case for our most key point of attack as well, the Atlantic Lost Belt. They have now put us in check before we had a chance to do the same to them. This is probably going to be longer than any battle you have fought to date, both in terms of number of enemies and the path you will need to take to reach your destination. Even a zero sail can only take you to the Lost Belt's outer edge, which in this case means there will be more distance between you and the Tree of Emptiness than ever before. So I urge you all to handle yourselves even more cautiously and cool-headedly than you have been so far. In this Atlantic Lost Belt, the act of learning about its world may actually end up working against you. So I ask that you all stay strong and that you simultaneously be proud of your own latent potential. If you ever reach a point where you decide you cannot continue with the operation, feel free to come back here immediately. No, what am I saying? Now is not the time for pessimism. This is all my third process's fault. She has been incessantly insisting since yesterday that this simply cannot work. Alright, let us all go out there and take back our Earth. Field team, go ahead and board the border, starting with Master Seki. Once I have confirmed that all of your vitals are green, you are to untether the Nautilus from reality. From there, you will execute a zero sail, and this operation will commence in earnest. Order, Lost Belt No. 5. Suborder, those who cross the Sea of Stars. Make sure you all give it everything you have, and I look forward to your safe return.
How you doing?
Oh man, it's a lot. Ooh, blood. Lovely. It looks like this is as far as I go. I'm sorry, Daeon. Sanson. Ha! Come on, Daeon. Don't let up for a moment, and don't worry about what might happen later. This is the only chance you've got. It bounced off. I can't believe how tough his armor is. He's not even using his Noble Phantasm. Noble Phantasm, Fleur de Lis. Hey! I know that silhouette, knick-knack! I see. A series of strikes made in tandem with a lily-based illusion. It didn't even scratch him. What a joke. It's over, proper human history. We've destroyed every last one of your nests. It's not over yet. This started long ago, and it ended long ago. Ah, you mean them? The Olympus alter ego will deal with them. Did you think this would all be over once they arrived? There is no path forward for you. Any future you may have had is gone. You could submit to us and live, or oppose us and die. Which will it be, proper human history? We will never submit. I see. Then death it is. We found the ley line, sir. Good. This is the last one. Once we have used it to summon a servant, causing it to go dormant, we will destroy it completely. Our enemies should have known better than to give us time to prepare for their arrival. Now, we will ensure they have no chance whatsoever of defeating us. Without a catalyst, the only sort of heroic spirit that can be summoned here will be one drawn to this place by sheer coincidence. But make sure you stand back all the same. We may end up summoning a berserker after all. Yes, sir. Hear me now, in the name of our great demiurge. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. Come forth and dedicate your life to Olympus, to this land brimming with the breath of the gods. Where am I? Wait, who am I? Are you my master? Yes, I am. From here on, you will dedicate your body, your life, and your skills to Olympus, down to your very last drop of blood. It is through this servitude that your life will have meaning. What do you mean by that? If this is beyond your comprehension, then your only task is to die. The steely man spoke quietly, but his words carried an unmistakable fury. Yes, master. My life is yours to command. The servant kneeled low, bowing their head before their new master. It was then that the man lost interest. All that mattered to him was that the servant was not an enemy. For his thoughts were already focused on the true enemy that lay before him. Chaldea, the invaders who would see our world destroyed. I will never let you reach Olympus. It is here in Atlantis that you will meet your end. None of you will escape. None of you will survive. I will slaughter you all where you stand. Prepare for battle. Meanwhile, a man and a woman watch as a certain seacraft makes its way across the ocean. Are they serious? Is that really all those fools that Chaldea brought to try to cross this ocean? They're here? Where? Ooh, that must be it. Wow, what an awesome ship. She's back! Knick-knack. Knick-knack, she's back! Our main character! Our protagonist!
She's only gone for all but one of the chapters you've read to this point?
Hey, that's still not very much. Oh yeah, Kamivox. I do know that the S is silent in Fleur-de-Lis, but sometimes you just read something and your brain just auto-processes the whole sound. Although, I guess that is a little concerning. It's a beautiful ship, but it's way too small for these waters. Though, it might have been too soon for them to make their move. Worst case, this battle might be over before it's even begun. I just hope that they haven't let their victories over these other 4 Lost Belts go to their heads. Well, that's harsh, and here I thought I sensed you were firmly on the Master of Chaldea's side. Hell yes I am. I can't help but go weak in the knees for Seki. That's why I'm only a little concerned for her and her team. Looks like they're bound to have yet another rough start. You find that a happy turn of events. Even now, I still cannot fathom how your mind works. Is it because of your love for dire predicaments? I swear, you're far more berserker than Saber. Well, of course I'm going to smile about this. I'm genuinely thrilled that they made it here. How about you? Did you not expect Chaldea to show up here now? Well, I hadn't ruled it out. How unfortunate that this is the worst possible scenario for them. At last, I'll finally get to see them lose. Well, well, you sound happy, though you certainly don't look it. I can understand them having such a hard time in Russia. It was their first Lost Belt, after all. I can accept their pathetic showing in Scandinavia, as that was a world too kind for its own good. I can turn a blind eye to their raucousness in China, for that was a world too long without any matter of festivity. And I can concede that they had the right to be so self-righteous in India, for that was a clear-cut case of good and evil. No doubt it is owing to these experiences that the Chaldeans are likely thinking something along the lines of, the Atlantic Lost Belt may be a threat, but there must still be a way to overcome it. But they would be wrong. There is no problem here that needs to be solved. None. This Lost Belt is already perfected, and it is actively moving ahead to the stage beyond proper human history. The Chaldeans shouldn't have come here with the intention of defeating this Lost Belt, and they especially shouldn't be trying to learn more about it. What are you trying to say? I am saying that coming to this Lost Belt with any intention other than its complete and utter annihilation is a terrible mistake. I can only hope they realize the error of their ways before they were completely wiped out. Alternatively, well, no matter. I have my own work to do. How about you? If you like, I could take you to their ship right now. Oh, no thanks. I'm good. I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for them at the enemy's main base. Musashi? Did I misspeak? I thought I was clear that as the Chaldeans are going about this now, they're all going to end up dead. Oh no, I understood you. I just don't agree. Sure, they might suffer a horrific defeat and end up losing everything, but there'll still be enough of them left to fight back. So, in the meantime, I'm going to do what I'm best suited for, so that I can be ready to pass the torch to them once they finally, doggedly, make their way to the goal. I see. Then you can also see how this is going to end, albeit in your own way. Very well then. Go on ahead to Olympus. If nothing else, the Chaldeans should make an excellent decoy. Right? The gods can't tear their eyes away from them. So, on that note, guess this is goodbye, Chaldean, if I run into you again here. You won't. This is the last time we will ever meet. My eyes see no further trace of you once we go our separate ways here. Well, at least that ought to keep things nice and simple then. Hey, do me a favor and tell them I'll be waiting for them up ahead, okay? Thanks. That fool, as if I would ever pass along such a message. That aside, I never would have thought she would make the trek to Olympus via consecutive drifting. She truly is her own personal ray shift device. Unfortunately, Chaldea, the same cannot be said of the rest of you. The insurmountable iron wall that is the fleet of Olympus will rain shots down upon you like a meteor shower before you can even see them coming. And even if you somehow manage to get past that, you will then need to face the nihilist god of the sea. Do you truly understand your position here, Seki? You have no time to spare to learn about this lost belt. The moment you attempt to do so, or to get to know its cryptor, will be the moment your journey comes to an end. Your incorrigibility has helped you prevail thus far, but you can't count on it forever. The Nautilus continues to make its way across the sea. After confronting, overcoming, and emerging triumphant against 4 lost belts, its crew prepares to face the 5th and most formidable of all. Ancient ocean of the Dreadnaught Gods, the day to bring down gods.
Musashi should just be like, yeah, they got this. They don't need me.
Musashi knows what's up, though, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Damn, everyone's at a loss for words. Damn, you could cut the tension in here with a knife. This is finally it, Master. Come now, what's with the long faces? Given how obviously weak and pathetic the 6th and 7th Lost Belts appear to be, this is shaping up to be our decisive battle. That's exactly it, Chubbs. Come on, this tension's been making your sphincter tighten up just as much as ours, right? That right there shows just how little you actually know about the world of Magecraft, kidney pie. I'll have you know the tension I'm experiencing right now is nothing like all of yours. No, I am genuinely freaking out here, and I'll thank you not to lump me in with your everyday ordinary nerves. As far as mages go, Kadok Zemlupus was the bottom of the barrel. Every aspect of the boy, from his skill to his lineage to his resolve, was truly, genuinely substandard. Ophelia Farmer Solon's mystic eyes may have been menacing, but she was still just a girl with no killer instinct. Akuta Hinako was, well, her very existence may have been cheating the system, but she was never actually a mage. I would put her in the same category as any extremely dangerous wild animal. As for Peperoncino, on second thought, he's so slippery I don't even know how I would go about evaluating him, so let's just say he's the exception to the rule. My point is, Kirshtaria is on an entirely different level than the other cryptors. There is simply no comparison. Oh, does that mean you've met him before, perhaps at the Mages Association? Oh, please. Well, technically, I suppose we do both come from equally distinguished families, but never mind that. Listen, the Clock Tower is where true geniuses come to gather. There, even mages with talents well beyond average are considered to be strictly ordinary. As such, simply being able to stand out there marks you as someone capable of changing the very world. Kirshtaria Wodheim has been acclaimed as one of the brightest stars by the elite aristocrats of the Bartholomew faction, as well as the Democrats of the Trembelia faction, and even the staunch neutralists of the Meluestea faction alike. Despite their differences, they all had equally high hopes that he would be the one to rebuild this world's deteriorating foundation of magecraft. They even thought he might have gone on to found a 13th Department of Study at the Clock Tower if he hadn't decided to join Chaldea. Really? I had no idea Kirshtaria was so highly regarded in London. And yet, you never met him yourself, huh, Gordy? Of course not. I was always cautious about who I reached out to there, after all. And Kirshtaria received no end of support from all the other successors to nobility, young men who were obligated to carry on their family names. You see, anyone from a mage family, no matter how prestigious, would never dare disobey their father. For them, their fathers, some of whom are genuine monsters who have been alive for hundreds of years, are the most terrifying beings in existence. And yet, even in the face of those wicked old foxes from the previous era of magecraft, Kirstaria was never afraid to speak his mind openly. My guess is that his confidence stemmed from the sheer superiority of the magical circuits he had, circuits that have helped him go his entire life without ever losing to anyone. He always carried himself as though he were a king, as though he had been chosen by the gods. He was both confident and idealistic, yet distinctly humane, despite being both cool-headed and ruthless. He set the top records in all sorts of fields at the clock tower, many of which remain unbroken to this day. I still remember feeling keenly aware of how talent and charisma are something you're either born with or you aren't, while peering over at him from behind a convenient pillar. Oh yeah, I could see Tubbo doing that. I bet he was tearing at a handkerchief and glaring at him. The director is right. Kirstaria was a bona fide genius who excelled at absolutely everything. It's true, my grown-up self has memories along those lines as well. And they're telling me that while I was definitely an unparalleled genius in every human endeavor under the sun, Kirstaria was an indomitable genius when it came to magecraft. Oh sure, he is too, just of a different sort. Again, these memories belong to my previous self who interacted with T.H.E, so I can't fully vouch for them. But I'd say that David's the type who could make the impossible possible, while Kirstaria's the type who could master anything we know can be done. So while it's not like one type is necessarily better than the other, when it comes to being a leader, I'd have to say being able to put together a foolproof plan like Kirstaria could was the way to go. Nonetheless, the fact remains that they are both peerless geniuses. I can't say I relish the thought of opposing either one of them. You could say that again. Maybe if we're lucky they'll underestimate us and let down their guard? I don't think we can count on that. Kirstaria always gave everything his full effort, even combat simulations. I remember it seemed to me like he had a real aversion, a hatred almost, to settling for anything less than what he wanted. A genius who refuses to take the easy way out. Perhaps this means he was actually just a hard worker. No, I wouldn't say that. According to Chaldea's records, Kirstaria lived a perfectly ordinary life during his time here. If anything, Kadok worked way harder than he did. He spent dozens of hours training for every one of Kirstaria's. Oh? Anyway, that's pretty much all we have to go on, so I think that's enough Kirstaria speculation. We may not know exactly what we're up against, but whatever they throw at us, we'll be ready. We have used every last bit of the magical energy resources we've accumulated to get to this point. Now, thanks to the Nautilus acting as the Shadow Border's outer layer, crossing the ocean is a proverbial walk in the park. Not that this even comes close to what the Nautilus can really do. I understand your disappointment, but I'm afraid the Shadow Border's safety is of paramount importance. Quite so. With these manifold bounded field spells, the new engine that lets us use magecraft energy to propel ourselves through the water at high speeds, and the Aeronax Phantasm serving as our naval ram, we should even be able to cross bodies of magma if we're so inclined. Of course! The Nautilus and I have seen it all and can handle anything, but I would like to avoid damaging the ship if we can. Hello, hello! This is Sion. I am reading you loud and clear. I made sure you all have as much food and drink as the border can possibly carry. This is, without exaggeration, the best we are able to do at this point. If we fail, with all of this going for us, I will never be able to look you all in the eyes again. Oh, not to worry. If we do fail here, at least we won't have to concern ourselves with next year's budget. The smart thing to do now is to use everything we've got and let the rest sort itself out later. That is the very definition of we will burn that bridge when we get there.
My kind of plan.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling it. I do hope we can find a ley line and summon more servants soon. As things stand now, we don't have nearly enough in the way of fighting forces. Come now, Gordolf, you know why that is just as well as any of us. Given the battles we've fought in the other Lost Belts thus far, summoning servants on site gives us much better odds. Besides, Master Seki can only form temporary contracts with so many servants. I'm afraid you'll just have to keep a stiff upper lip as best you can for now. Okay, we're about to reach the storm wall. It might have been impenetrable for the Shadow Border prior to its upgrade, but now things are different. Activating imaginary Aeronax Phantasm. Lost Belt phenomena identified. Naval ram assimilation successful. Untether from reality. Void space dive penetration mode. Zero sail, unfurl. Jesus.
We finally entered the Atlantic Lost Belt.
Sir, the lookout just reported a faint ripple at Eastern 4, the White Wall. Of course, it could just be an underwater earthquake. Do you really think we would be seeing an oceanic earthquake now? No, it's almost certainly Chaldea. I knew who that was! They may be arriving a little later than expected, but the plan otherwise remains the same. Assume they have succeeded at diving through Eastern 4 and train your sights on their most likely emergence point. All hands and ships to battle positions, and hurry up with the Lamia deployment. Yes, sir.
You can tell this version of Odysseus is evil because he lacks the pheromone vent.
That's true! Oh, truly. Not having a titty window is a work of pure evil. Listen up. Do not treat these foes as you would typical rogue servants. Servants who have formed a contract with the master are stronger than you think. Do not for a moment think yourselves above them. Let down your guard and you will find yourself the hunted rather than the hunters. Yes, sir. Very well then. I leave this in your hands. Understood. The Echidna production is coming along extremely well. Hot. Is it possible to manufacture those things? Yes. Well, at least the prototypes. Tch. Damn engineers. After all this time, you still haven't been able to complete them. Well, no matter. Send them in. Yes, sir. Activate the Echidna. Right away, sir. A creature that spits out monsters in spite of the tremendous pain it causes. It is indeed the mother of life. This should have all manner of applications. Come on, move it. Go, go, go! Hoist the beam sails. Head for the target coordinates. Full speed ahead. The third fleet has arrived at the target coordinates. Lamias are now ready to deploy. Your orders, sir. Take them out. Full speed ahead. Till we find the prophet. Oh my god, I finally got a Saint Court, Knick-Knack!
You're rich.
It only took an hour of reading. No, I know this is going to be long. Oh, hey, the new month reset, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Free tickets, free.
It
free
did.
XPs.
I might go buy that real quick before I forget. Okay. I'm just going to have to kind of figure it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go empty the shop real quick. Give myself a... Huh?
It was my mistake assuming that when you said hot, you were talking about Odysseus and not the creepy echidna thing.
I was talking about both, if that makes sense.
That doesn't make me feel any better about it.
Well, I don't know why it doesn't make you feel better. I think it's perfectly clear and understandable.
Seki, you're the only one in the room with Seki right now. Can you do me a favor and pull that spear on the bookshelf down and stab Seki?
Does that work?
Yes, that works.
Alright, I think that's it, right? Just the tickets and the EXPs and stuff?
Yeah, that's all that's in the shop right now.
Okay.
That's monthly worry about kind of.
Okay. Okay. How many sections does Atlantis have? I can just look it up.
I'll look it up. I'll update you in a second. Chose the least convenient version of this guy. There are 26 acts.
Okay, that's not bad. I do see set party pre-battle, but it should be fine since I'm reading. Oh, set number of turns. Okay. Alright. Crisis after crisis. That sounds reassuring. A lot of faith. Aw, man, it looks so cool. It just looks so cool. Zero sail complete. Returning to reality space now. The outside ocean is ice cold. I hate to say it after we just arrived, but we've already got our work cut out for us. All hands, let's keep a tighter grip on this situation than a blue-ringed octopus does on its prey. We need to be able to respond at a moment's notice. Right, I was hoping I could wait a little longer until Sion finishes reworking my equipment. But it looks like the circumstances won't allow for that. Nope, our future is always just hanging on by a thread. Oh, valid, Zero. So we're finally heading for the Atlantic. Just what sort of civilization could these people possibly have built there? I'm afraid that's all but impossible to say at this point, given the fantastical nature of this world's history. All the more so given that we are dealing with a kind of nation that none of us have ever seen before. I expect the truth of the matter will be more difficult to pin down than a passing mugger. See ya, Zero. Well, Knick-Knack, you know, I don't know if you've seen a little movie called The Search for Atlantis?
Is that the title of that movie?
No, it's Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Okay, I thought that was the
yeah,
movie.
Yeah. I think it's Atlantis: The Lost Empire, and Atlantis: Milo's Return. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, Milo's Return was that movie's TV pilot sequel.
Yeah, the one that has the vaguely like not even vaguely Lovecraft-esque, actually Lovecraft-inspired the Shadow over Innsmouth bit, you know? However, there's one thing I can say for certain. Greece is home to one of the most famous and influential mythologies in all of the world, the gods of Mount Olympus. It is therefore highly likely that they have had a strong influence on this lost belt. Atlantis is currently thriving much more than any other lost belt on Earth. You can tell that from the fact that we can observe its Tree of Emptiness from outside the storm wall, if only just. That means it has grown so large it is now impossible to cover up. It is hard to believe something so impossible could be so empty. I expect a tree like that will put up quite a fight indeed when it is finally time to cut it down. Alright, reality space established. Hull stable. We'll start to emerge once we've confirmed there are no hostiles nearby. Oh, I don't think you're going to confirm that anytime soon, Nemo. Hostiles detected. Abort surfacing. Damn it, I can't believe how sharp their eyes are. Not only have they already seen us, they're headed straight for us. What? You mean we're already under attack? What in the world were you doing, Captain? They were waiting for us. They must have pinpointed our location in the time it took us to establish reality space after Zero Sail. What kind of observational equipment are they using? That is like throwing a stone into an ocean and tracking it down using nothing but the sound it made. I know we didn't make so much as a peep. My diving is smoother than the slickest dolphins. The only thing they could have possibly spotted is the faintest of ripples we made when we entered the Lost Belt. And to do that, they would have had to be continuously observing the entire storm wall without a moment's rest. Never mind how this happened. Just get us out of here, damn it. Munier, full reverse. Wait, don't take any evasive maneuvers just yet. Pull up the monitor and take a look at the surface. Hurry. Oh. Damn, that shit looks so cool. It's like Treasure Planet had a baby with fucking Greek triremes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Right. What are those? How awesome. Those ships are using technology beyond anything in our civilization. And a whole fleet at the... What are you doing, Marines? I don't want to listen to Sion prattling on either, but you can't just cut her off. Don't blame us, Captain. It's not our fault. Some sort of atmospheric interference has cut off our connection to Novum Chaldea. Uh-oh. I've got a report to make too, Captain. It's not just enemy ships. I'm picking up a servant out there on the water too. The one we really, really, really didn't want to run into. About time you Chaldea cretins got here. Now I'm gonna murder the absolute shit out of you for making me wait all this time. God, they're so attractive. Canis, the divine spirit. She's here along with this entire fleet. What are you lot waiting for? Get us the hell out of here now. We don't have any other options. A transmission? Is it Sion? No, it's not. Attention, enemy vessel from Chaldea. Attention, enemy vessel from Chaldea. Requesting line of communication. Over. A transmission. Does this mean their civilization has advanced to the point that they've developed long-range communications as well, even if only ones that use magical energy? I'm going to pick up, Seki. Okay, you're on. This is Gordolf Muzik, commander of the Shadow Border, speaking on behalf of Novum Chaldea. I am Odysseus, commander of the Olympus Defensive Forces. Whoa. I am contacting you with your first and only warning. We have come to kill you. There will be no surrender, no offers of amnesty, and no negotiations. We will not stop until we have confirmed that every last one of you is dead. This communication is terminated, as you will be shortly. Baller move dropping that. So we can't even attempt to talk things out in an effort to maintain the status quo. The situation could not be worse. We'll just have to make an escape. There's no way we can possibly defeat Canis at sea. Engineer, grab a salt lick. I'm gonna crank the engine as high as it can go. What was that? You want to run that by me again, you bastard? What kind of predicament did you get my poor little ship into? When this is over, I'm gonna kick your ass so hard you'll taste nothing but shoe leather for a week. Alright guys, I'm taking the safety valve off the Triton wheel. All 4 compartments now running simultaneously. 30 seconds until we're at full battle speed. Holmes, Munier, set a course for minus 1200 seconds. We're going to dive back once the engine hits critical. Yes, I'm well aware, preparing for a 0 sail now. Throw the prototype at them. We'll move to cut them off while it keeps them busy. Yes, sir. Opening cage and inputting target. Injecting Theos Cleronomia. Go, go, go. Oh. It's still not enough. Canis, you go too. You don't gotta tell me, no way I'm letting them get away. I'm gonna make them wish they'd never been born. Especially that little runt. I see. That vessel of theirs smells of Triton. They do say the sins of the parent are visited upon the child, though why Poseidon would bother to create such dull familial bonds is beyond me. I'm getting something on the sonar. Hostile contact closing fast. Crap. It's going to intercept us before we can 0 sail. If we get hit now, the Nautilus's whole outer layer will be completely shattered. Abort 0 sail. Change the spells over to physical defense. Da Vinci, give me an escape route. Our only hope is to smash through this dragnet. You head out with MASH and hold back that servant on the surface. If Canis makes it inside the ship, we'll all be well and truly done for. I'll solidify the water near the Nautilus so you can use it as a foothold. Hopefully, that'll be enough. Understood, Master. Roger that. Surfacing now, opening the hatch. Oh, look at the cute little puppy. It's a puppy. It's a completely new type of enemy. It doesn't match anything in our records. I would normally encourage you to approach it with caution, but I'm afraid we simply don't have the time. Those other ships are making their way here as we speak. If we take too long, they'll have us completely trapped. Right. I'll be as careful as I can. Engaging now. Awaiting your orders, Master. It's a puppy. Oh, yes. Enemy class, question mark. My favorite type.
Finally in a fight.
Exactly. Right, where is my mash? Jesus Christ.
Oh, you have a second copy of Nursery Rhyme. We gotta merge those. Later, obviously.
Okay. I've forgotten who had which CEs, which is a problem. I really need to be able to fucking set teams differently.
Yeah, I've created a separate team for when I'm playing story and when I'm playing events now.
Yeah, I should have done that. I didn't. Now I'm struggling. Okay. Oh, I hate that.
What?
Huh?
Good luck. I assume what you hate is the 8 turns remaining, knock out a break bar, some pretty chunky HP.
No, it's the HP. I should be able to get at least 3 rounds of continuous NPs out of this team.
Yeah, a boss fight situation for sure, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm like looking at, like statistically. I think Koyan and Juge will give me 1 more full reload for sure.
Yeah,
so
it's just however your refund.
Yeah. Actually, my refund's not doing too terrible.
That's a full. That's you'll need 1 of them for this reload.
Yep. I think we'll get the skill cooldown going a little bit.
Now the next round, that's a little rougher. So unless you have someone in the backline who can give Morgan a battery, you might not make it.
Yeah, I don't. So we'll just have to see how it goes. So it just depends on how much I gain back on getting hit, mostly. Probably could have saved Koyan's NP.
The right way it'll reduce the charge on the enemy.
That's true. I did forget about charge loss. Oh. I guess I just had to break the break bar?
Yep.
I was ready to go all the way. Honestly, I had 5 turns left and at least one NP almost ready to go immediately.
I love when that happens. Like, I could have gone that extra round. We didn't have to fake the fight here.
I was gonna say, I feel like I could have actually won that. Alright, you mind talking to chat for a second? I need to go bio break.
Sure, I could talk to chat.
Danke.
How y'all doing, chat? Strange Fake Events doing some interesting stuff today. Definitely did some interesting stuff today. I'm not going to start dropping spoilers, but there's some fun stuff. We're potentially looking at what Banner 2 might look like now. The possibilities have opened up a little bit more than they were before, just a little bit. Lazy. I mean, right now in the Strange Fake event, I've kind of hit the content, and like after the raid, there's nothing to do in that event because, we don't quite have like the high level grinding nodes out yet for that kind of run where you could potentially farm them. So it's not really worth it to throw all your AP at the most recent grinding node. And there's one mission that I think I and probably a lot of people haven't caught up on yet, which is the floating enemy mission. That mission sucks. Like, it is, like, right now, with the current nodes at least, you can only do one per, like, you only get one of those enemies per run, and the missions are, like, ridiculous numbers. Like, 40 runs to clear, like, the second tier of it, and there's, like, 4 tiers of that mission. So, like, obviously, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at that, I'm like, yeah, no, they're probably adding another a node later on that actually gives you more floating enemies, because that would otherwise be ridiculous. It'd be insane. You would need to run that like hundreds of times, like 100 times, one like grinding node. The fact that I've hit like the 30-something mark is already like yeah, I've put way more time than I probably should have into this one specific node. I don't know if I'd say it's the best. I really do need to see the end of it. I think it was ridiculous, the people that were harassing Naruto over it, but the this isn't suddenly magically solving the event's issues. Like, the banner servants are, and I put this on Lysango more in Naruto. If the banner servants are as bare bones as it looked, it might be still pretty light on. Like, they still might have dropped the ball on getting servants from Strange Fake into the actual game. And I pinned that on Lysango. I think Lysango is the one that chose to make Prelati unreasonably high budget for a servant drop. Lysango is the one that chose which servants that were written into the event to actually make playable. So, because there's plenty of servants from Strange Fake written into the event, there's plenty of characters they could have done. I think people are less impressed with the final boss sort of secret character, is the vibe I'm getting at least. Yeah, so we have to wait and see what the rest of the event is like. I'm not gonna call it like throw my hand and say this is the best event ever, because I haven't read the story. The story's gonna factor into that. But like on the fan service level, which I actually can look at, it really solved one of my issues, which was just that it felt kind of weird not to include Snowfield. We're touching on that a little bit now, maybe potentially. So it's the other half, which is the actual servant inclusions, where I'm like, I don't know if this is going to magically solve it. It gave us more wiggle room to potentially see it solved, but it might not solve it. In fact, there's a little bit that's disappointing about the event, because it looks like it's tying into stuff from other events we've already had, and it was supposed to lead into an event from last year, but obviously that couldn't happen. So it's a little disappointing in that regard. But we'll see. We'll see what actually happens in the end with it. I think we have to wait until everything's over, and the story doesn't end until May 6th. At the very least, this is an unprecedented story size for an event. And I'll say I really enjoyed the raid. Berserker raids are always fun. I played around with a few different teams. I loved using Kawakami Gensei in that raid. Actually, that was my big raid killer. Although I ran it with some CL as well to get her up a bond level. Went to bond 14 with her. No, 13 with CL. I'm working on 14 now. I'm trying to remain a little bit vague as to the event, because this is an NA stream at the end of the day, so I don't want to be dropping 500 million spoilers at 1,000,000 miles an hour here. So I am holding back a little bit, because there's one particular spoiler that I almost really freaked out at seeing in the JP spoiler chat, but I decided not to post it just because I didn't want to spoil anyone who hadn't read. I actually didn't want to spoil that for anyone who hasn't read it or seen that spoiler floating around yet. Sorry, I got a phone call there. Oh, Lilith. Gensai works really well because of the anti-divine. That's why Gensai worked really well, surprisingly. I'm sure Lilith being able to charm and do damage. Lilith hits really hard with charm. So they were both pretty good in that raid. CL only worked really well because of the face card spam. I saw what the realistic damage looked like with CL was not as good as with Gensai or presumably Lilith, since you can force a charm on it. I farmed that raid to hell and back, though. I farmed it enough to where I managed to more or less clear out the shop. I've got a few gold statues left, and some of the ancillary stuff that you sometimes just don't buy. But right now I'm sitting on 500 plus of every map, and I've just held off on buying the remaining gold statues because I've already got over 200 of each of them. So they're not statues I needed to grind out. I don't want to say it's better than the Grand Raids or the Grand Duels for grinding, because those Grand Duels probably were better for bond and farming. But this one was a little bit more balanced. I don't remember if the Grand Duels gave you QP for sure, but this actually gives you EXPs, which Grand Duels did not. And this raid also is a lot easier because it's a Berserker raid with and no limits on team customization, unlike the Grand Duels. So it is one of the better raids, and it had a pretty chonky HP bar. It lasted the full day, more or less. So you could run it as many times as you wanted, really, in that day. So it was a really, really good raid to farm, especially if you, just depending on what you were looking for, I guess. I think CL, unless it's CL is always going to be good at these raids unless they're like a ruler, because face card spam is busted for damage rushing, especially there's not been during the Neko arc raids, even when CL wasn't the preferred servant, when the preferred servant was Phantasmoon, CL still shredded the raid. It's just CL's damage numbers are very, very, very flexible. You're usually one rounding, and if a raid does take you to 2 rounds somehow, and you have to really, really make that raid's HP puffed up to make 2 rounds if you're willing to use use all the tools available to you. Then it's really easy to get her all 3 of her face cards again, because it just recharges with Koyan. Yeah, I like the Strange Fake anime. I like it a lot, actually. I think I have a lot of commentary on Strange Fate, the nature of Strange Fate as a work, as far as like where it holds value in itself, like what it is trying to do. And I think a lot of people, there's a lot of hyperbole that goes around about Strange Fate in terms of both its, I see a lot of hyperbole, like this is the pinnacle of Fate. Fate. I've seen that said by people. I'm like, really? Because like storytelling wise, I don't think Strange Fate's doing anything that insane. I think it's mostly like it's in terms of being a Fate work. I think the only thing it does better than other Fate works, or more fun than other Fate works, are the fan service. And then sort of on the opposite end of that spectrum, I see a lot of people saying Strange Fate is only its fan service, really, and that if you aren't, if that doesn't appeal to you, you're not gonna find enjoyment in it. When that's just not really true. Strange Fate is, well, yes, its story's a little bit more bare bones. The fact that it's a simpler story makes it actually very, very straightforward. Oddly enough, those like the references and the cameos, most of the ones that you can reasonably get by experiencing like the more generally accessible type moonworks out there are not actually that important. Like the big one's obviously the one that's at the very end of the series that people talk about, and I think the series gives you everything you need with that one. Really, Ayaka as a character is the weirdest one, because that's the only one where I'm like, okay, that's an actual thing where if you don't understand the references, you're actually missing out on pretty much everything about her character, and she is supposed to be one of the main characters. That, to me, is the only time where Strange Fate sort of delves into that range of, okay, maybe we are playing a little bit too much inside baseball on this. And this could be harder on newer people. But also, Strange Fate's not written to lean on her too much. It also, Strange Fate is written as an ensemble cast.
Hi!
Like, similar to... Hi, Seki. Alright, Strange Fate, yap over. Grand Raids are great for gem farming. It's great for catching up servants you need to. Okay, that's
it. Big Strange Fate talk?
Yes.
Valid. Not the hallelujah we missed you. I wasn't gone that long.
Was I that bad?
What in the world is that thing? And how is it so absurdly strong? I can't get a read on it. Our scans are being deflected or something. All of its stats are showing up as unknown. If our instruments can't even measure it, I think that means it might be a divine beast. Oh. No, I choose to take it the other way, Dakota Doyle. I'm going to release my noble phantasm. Get ready, engineer. Are you nuts? Why would you use up our trump card now, you moron? Ugh, fine. We're good to go at any time. Do it. And if you die from this, I'm taking over as the lead Nemo. Swapping Great Ram over to impact form. Holmes. I'm on it. Go ahead and give it all you've got. Run it through. Great Ram Nautilus. Good. The ram struck it dead on. Ugh, but it's still alive. Damn it. Yes, but you did manage to slow it down. Now's our chance to escape. Both of you, get back here on the double. I'm so sorry. I wasn't able to defeat it. No need for apologies. In terms of pure destructive power, durability, that thing is easily on par with the highest rank of servant. Right now, we just need to get as far away as we possibly... Hold it! Right there! Magnify! I'm just saying, guys. What in the blue blazes is that? Holy cow, those magical energy readings are off the charts. No, wait, it's not the readings themselves. It's the sheer number of fluctuations I'm seeing. That thing is fluctuating fast enough to turn a human into a mummy and back again in the blink of an eye. There appears to be something moving about in its abdominal region. It would appear to be lamias and chimeras, fully grown to boot. You mean it's birthing monsters? What the actual hell? How? What's more, it's doing so at great speed. It would seem we are dealing with the mother of all monsters in a very literal sense. Now the monsters it birthed are heading our way. Master. Right. Andrea gets it! Let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes, I love that remaining 50. Knick-knack.
Yes.
I need Juge math on which one of these gives which amount of NP, because I'm pretty sure one of his skills is 30%.
So, I'm going to break this down for you. Don't tap any of Juge or Clan's batteries here.
Okay.
Just pop Arjuna's. Because Juge's is 30, 20, 20. Clan's is 50. Arjuna has a 30 battery.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yep.
I wasn't sure he had an actual NP battery. Oh, there it is. It was on the second skill.
Yeah, that's how he functions with the double Koyon system.
Okay. I'll do it in the next round. I see the damage down buffs, but there's nothing I can do about that. Like, in a very literal sense, there's very little I can do about what buffs the enemies have. I assume... Okay, so that means I can pop another right now. If I use all skills. Am I gonna have to actually take down the full,
No, never when you see 50.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Thought I'd ask. Oh. That was anticlimactic.
That's how it always goes when you see enemies that are unreasonably high up top and they're only spawning 3 at once.
I know, I feel like I'm going, like, now that we've started Atlantis, I'm, like, going into these fights with, like, I'm actually thinking, okay, I need to, like, think and plan, you know?
Atlantis isn't that hard. It doesn't get that hard till Olympus.
Yeah. There. We've got a lull in between waves. Now's our chance. I know. We'll begin evasive maneuvers as soon as we collect you. We'll make our way through any creatures we can't avoid with the naval ram and anti-submarine net cutters. Forget that, Captain. We've got to get out of here now, before she gets here. You know who's coming! There, above us! Well, you see, Mash, that is what your shield is for. I'm okay, although that one blow was so powerful. Why do I gotta bother telling you my name now? Besides, we already exchanged pleasantries in Scandinavia. Then again, I'm enjoying that terrified look on your face, so why not? You want to know who I am? Fine, you got it. My name is Canis, a divine spirit. I am the lightning that tears this shitty ocean apart. I'm also Kirshtaria Wodaim's servant and the envoy who's going to end every last one of you. But hey, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean. I'm actually really happy that I get to see you lot like this. Between Russia, Scandinavia, China, and India, I figured you would have died way before getting here. Hell, I was so sure of it, I'd already put you out of my mind. But then you show up like the pack of morons you are, flying by the seat of your pants. Now I know what it feels like to bust a gut laughing. You're gonna be worth destroying just as much as that fake-ass Triton. So hey, take your pick. What'll it be? Skewered alive or torn limb from limb? Either one's fine by me. All I want's to hear you scream for mercy. There's something so very attractive about Canis. You know, I couldn't really explain what it is, Knick-Knack. Oh, what's the frickin' nerd herd doing out here? How about you go back to your calculators and shit and just leave the fighting to the grown-ups, huh? Well, I would love to do just that. I'm afraid that a few extra hands will be necessary to deal with the divine spirit. The name's Sherlock Holmes. I'm afraid I missed my chance to say hello back in Scandinavia, so here I am now to make up for my lack of manners. That's so. Well, I like that you mind your manners, at least in the sense that you don't piss me the hell off. On the other hand, I can't stand that whole prim and proper shit, so I think I'll split the difference and rip your guts out first. Did you really think a couple of human heroic spirits could even stand a chance against me? I'll show you what happens when trash like you tries to pick a fight with a god. Ouch. Should I just accept the auto setup? What?
Not really. I would still stick with manual setup.
Okay. Oh. So I'm... Is this what it has to be?
It's basically telling you... Yeah, it's basically telling you have to put mash in your line. It's just your mash, unlike this. It's not a support mash, it's your mash.
Oh, restricted formation mash only. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm stuck with...
Yeah, with the
okay. Okay, I didn't understand what it was asking for. Okay.
This is one of those weird back-end things, I'm pretty sure, like, just the way they handle restricted formations.
Yeah.
With non-standard.
Oh, yeah, this is not happening. I don't... What?
Nothing, I just enjoy those fights you're obviously not supposed to win.
Knick-Knack, I can't win this. Look at it. This is horrendous.
Yeah, more often than not, auto is absolutely still.
Yeah. She's invincible, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Okay. Ugh, I've had to take a lot of weak-ass noble phantasms to the face before, but yours is by far the most irritating. Yeah, well, Holmes isn't really meant for frontline combat. None of our attacks worked. Is that due to Canis' noble phantasm, or perhaps it's a type of authority? Perhaps Captain was right. It may not be possible to so much as scratch Canis at sea, or rather, on the Greek god's own ocean. Yeah, that's right. I'm immortal when I'm out on this sea. That's just how I'm made. I didn't ask for that, though. You can thank that piece of shit Poseidon for it. I would have been fine with just my lightning. Anyway. Time's up. I'll say this for you, Scrawny. At least you know how to defend yourself. Alright, I'm gonna pull back, just like Odysseus planned. I was looking forward to beating the Master of Chaldea and that fake-ass Triton to death with my bare hands. But not enough to risk my own life. Later, Chaldea. I'll be nice, and at least make sure you die a painless death. That's not reassuring. Canis has retreated. I've got a very bad feeling about this. Return to the Nautilus. Oof. Yeah, buddy. Are you okay, Mr. Holmes? Oh, I'll be alright. I feel at least slightly better than I did after my encounter with Sigurd, after all. Then again, I suppose I was only able to handle Canis' spear thanks to my expertise against his demonic sword. At any rate, finding a way out of this situation is still our most urgent priority. Let's hurry on to the cockpit. I don't know why Canis fell back, but I sincerely doubt it was to give the rest of us time to rest. Oh. Good. All crew members have returned safely. Submerging Nautilus now. That doesn't sound good. The Nautilus is safely underwater. Hopefully, this will buy us some time. Damn you, Kirstaria. Wasn't that strange demonic beast enough? Did you really have to sick Canis on us too? It's just so childish to be so overprepared for our arrival. Gordy, I'm not so sure childish is the right word. I mean, this was pretty much the opposite of playing around. Yes, good point, but never mind that now. We need to focus on getting out of here. Are we still not ready to zero sail? Between that unidentified demonic beast attacks and the damage Canis' lightning did to the armor, repairs are going to take some time. If we tried to zero sail now, we'd all be crushed to a pulp under the pressure of void space. And since we don't want that happening, we'll just have to find another way out of these waters. The sonar is going nuts. A whole bunch of somethings are headed our way. Crap, are those depth charges? No, wait, they're creatures. There's what looks to be a ton of living somethings headed our way from the surface. Shit, they're gonna collide with us at 90 knots. What living thing could possibly move that fast? I finished analyzing them. I think they're probably lamias. Evasive maneuvers. All hands. Brace, brace, brace. Oof. Oh man, this is really bad. They punctured section 2. We're starting to take on water. I'll seal it up once the crew is out of there. 3, 2, 1. There, it's sealed. What the hell? I know those were living creatures, so where'd the depth charges come from? This is Hatch, look out. I'm hearing something strange. Oh man, I think they're trying to pry it open. Sonar, reporting in. I'm seeing a ton of ships on the surface both ahead and behind us. There must be at least 50 of them. We can't possibly break through so many. Engine, all ahead, flank speed. Shake off the creatures that are trying to pry open the hatch. Roger that, flank speed. What should we do? I don't want to die out here. That strange sound coming from the hatch stopped. Did we lose them? No, I don't think we did, though I can't say I'm surprised. What's going on? Can't we just make a run for it now? We're surrounded. They knew exactly what we were going to do. Proceeding to Phase 3. Activate the lamias we built on the seabed. Once they've secured the target, we'll immediately... There's nowhere left to go. The sea is usually a world of freedom. I've never felt so restrained here before. Uh-oh, I'm getting something on the sonar again. Now we've got hostiles coming from the seabed. They're pretty much the same as the ones before. Was that another depth charge? No, sir. That sounded more like some sort of metallic grinding. Engine status? Are they still functioning? No, sir. They're all tangled up in something. We can't move so much as a centimeter. We can't cut it off with the anti-submarine net cutters either. The only way we can get it off is for someone to go out there. Does that mean they're going to crush us to death? Wouldn't it be better to dash it all and risk the zero sail? We still need a bit longer to prepare for that. They're not giving us any time at all to react. I mean, Odysseus is a legendary battle commander. Once they've been cornered, the only option they'll have left is a zero sail. That means there's still a chance they could escape if we continue to attack them with ordinary means. Therefore, we need to give them the salve of the heavens, so that there can be no room for miracles or coincidences. All ships, make sure you follow my commands to the letter. Anyone caught retreating will be punished severely. Yes, sir. What? What is it? What's the matter now? Is that a high-energy signature coming in from orbital space? We should have an ultra-long-range lens now, thanks to Sion, right? Use that to zoom in as close as you can. Roger. Activating ultra-long-range lens now. Zooming in to 16,000 meters, 32,000 meters, 64,000 meters, 120,000 meters, 240,000 meters, 500,000 meters. Whoa, there's something there. Putting it up on the monitor now. What? Is that really a spaceship? I presume this is orbiting directly above us at this moment. That's what it looks like. What is that? What in the ever-loving blazes is that? I thought the Lost Belts were supposed to be places where human history stalled out. How could they have a spaceship that looks like something our top scientists could only have dreamed about? We might have been able to gather more information about it if we still had our connection to Sion. But at a glance, it sure looks like it's more advanced than anything in our own world. Yes, Andrea, would. Master, what's wrong? Well, that's delightfully cheery of me. That's true, that's true. Oh dear. An enormous ship hangs suspended in the hazy darkness of space. Hostile entity detected. Authenticating request confirmed. Verifying target coordinates via ground-level ether sonar. Readying cannon to fire on target location. Anatole Oktotria. We'll never be able to evade this by conventional means. Professor, allocate all resources towards maximizing defenses. Understood. Activating bounded field spells. Authorizing Code L, New Moon. Activating bounded field spells 1 through 60, and spatial distortion spell up to maximum depth. Good, but don't fall behind on those zero sail preparations either. Here it comes! Dispatching interstellar cannon evacuation alert. Firing energy charge in 3, 2, 1. Shooting star Ortygia. The light converged on a single point, transforming into an enormous arrow. No, it wouldn't be fitting to call it an arrow. This was a weapon designed to shoot down intergalactic vessels, a weapon created to tear through entire planets. An anti-planet noble phantasm. Now, its light streaks down towards a single submarine, the Nautilus. Hey, Knick-Knack, could this be a Death Star? Bounded field spells 1 through 60 have been destroyed. The spatial distortion spell has already been eroded to 2% capacity. Time for the distortion to repair itself. 5 seconds. The spell isn't going to hold. Initiate zero sail. Captain, we can't. If we try in this state... I don't think we have a choice, Holmes. Yikes. It's a hit. The Chaldean ship has been completely vaporized. Too bad for the guys who had to keep them surrounded. A necessary sacrifice. We couldn't give them time to fall back. Shall we go home now, sir? No, not yet. We're going to check the target area for any remains. Are you sure, sir? There's not so much as a scrap left of them. And that is the reason not to look because? Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. We'll start searching the area right away. Is this why he paid that foxwoman such an exorbitant price for that shadow border analysis? Because he foresaw this turn of events. That light I saw at the end. Hey, rewards! Knick-knack, I think I completed something. It only took an hour. Oh man, it's been a while since I had to read this much on stream.
Hey, you have your trusty water bottle there, so...
I do. You know what it's filled with?
Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
I don't know.
Because it's never water if it's that container. It's water if it's the actual water bottle. Odysseus is smarter than that. Whoa, that was amazing. There had been a booming sound and a blinding flash of light, the kind you'd expect at the end of the world. I'd heard rumors about the goddess's hammer of justice, but I'd never seen it for myself before. You could feel its sheer destructive power just from the storm that blew onto the beach. I had my reasons for paying the beach a visit, but I was also just a little bit curious. I did think I might be able to help somehow if anything had washed up on shore. But I hadn't really thought about it any further than that. I definitely didn't expect to run into any survivors. I mean, the whole idea that anything could survive that just seemed laughable. After all, the whole point of the god's punishment was to wipe out its targets completely out of existence. Which is why it was so tragic to see that lone, frail-looking person washed up on the beach. Because I was the only one there who had any hope of saving her. Hey. Oh. Phew. Hey, are you okay? Are you alive? Are you still breathing? Oh no, you aren't, are you? There's something stuck in your windpipe. Let's see. I think for a choking victim, you're supposed to get behind them, put pressure on their abdomen. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're awake, thank goodness. Are you alright? Have you come to your senses? Can you see me okay? Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so happy I could cry. Wait. No, I am crying. I'm so sorry. This is my first time saving someone's life, so... Phil! Oh, so this little guy is named Fu? Is he your pet? Fu! Fu! You're funny. Wait. You wouldn't happen to be a master, would you? Why, yes. Yes, I am. Oh, right. I still haven't introduced myself, have I? My name's Charlotte. Charlotte Corday. I'm probably extremely minor as far as heroic spirits go, so I won't blame you if you haven't heard of me. Oh, well, thank you. Although, if I'm being honest, having the reputation I do is actually sort of embarrassing. Hey, Tacos. I'm probably going to be going for another hour, hour and a half. I really wish I'd left some more flattering legends of myself behind when I died. But never mind that. What brings you all the way out to a place like this anyway? Remember, chat, I technically haven't done this servant yet, so even though we know what she looks like, we're not talking about what she does. Now I get it. Yes, it all makes sense. This must be what I was summoned for. I've been wondering what I'm supposed to be doing here ever since I materialized here. So now that I know, I promise I'll do whatever I can to help. Yes. I may be stupid, useless, and good for absolutely nothing, but I promise I'll do the best I can in spite of all that. Foo. Aw, you're very cute, aren't you, Foo? So, what exactly is he, anyway? Some kind of squirrel? I'm just waiting for Foo to punch her. I was summoned here about a month ago. But it wasn't long before I realized that, well, I can't actually do anything on my own. Oh no, there are plenty of them. It's just that I'm no match for them. But I have a good feeling about this. I think I'm finally going to get to be helpful. I'll certainly do my very best. Anyway, I suppose the first order of business is probably tracking down all your other companions. So while we're doing that, I'll tell you everything I know about Atlantis. Of course. Okay, so this island we're on now is called T.H.E, after one of the gods of Olympus. There's a village here where some humans live, and another servant lives on the island as well. Yes, he calls himself the Courier. I still don't know his true name. But he's the one who brought me here on a ship. By the way, Seki, I'm afraid I have some bad news. I actually have no idea where we are right now, either. Now, where was that village again? Oh! I wonder where we are now. Oh. I'm sorry. Now that I think of it, losing my way is how I ended up at that beach earlier, too. Well... Oh. 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 Icky. I'm afraid I have some more bad news now. I lost my way earlier because I was running away from that demonic beast. There's no way we can beat it. Run away! Foe! Seki! Please, run for it! I'll hold it off as best I can. I promised myself I'd be useful this time. Here goes nothing!
He didn't like doing actual damage.
Huh?
I hope he didn't like doing it.
You know, normally I do, but I guess I don't get that option now. I'm assuming. Cause this is sad.
私は世界を動かせず、けれど世界は私を鈍らせない。どうぞごめん遊ばせ。私の無知なる殺人にお付き合いくださいまし。ラ・レーブ・アンソレイエ。さようなら、愛されるあなた。それそれそれ、えいやった。やっちゃいまーす。1、2のドーン。
Hey, fuck off.
はいはい、了解です。えいやった。とえいやった。
What's even crazier is this predates Mighty Chains, and Mighty Chains makes it easier to get the kill because it's easier to get crits.
Yeah.
This fight existed before that.
Yeah. No, I won't give up yet. Huh? Foo? Having a body can be a real pain sometimes. No, wait. Something's not right here. Why do I even have to do this anyway? I mean, I'm a servant for Petro's sake. Ugh, maybe it's because my name originally meant one who discharges water. That must be it. Whoever thought that was a good name for anybody. Foo? Does that mean the water falling on the demonic beast's head is actually... Foo. What's that? Did I get it on somebody? Sorry about that. Hang on, I'll be right down. Huh. Sorry again, didn't mean to involve you guys in my little, bit of fun. So, who'd I get it? Knick-Knack. Knick-Knack, did he just do what I think he did? On top of the demonic beasts?
Oh, I wasn't paying too close attention. I didn't catch that.
Okay. Not me. I literally couldn't live with myself if it had. Guess that means you guys were the unlucky winners then. My bad. Ugh, gross. Stay away from me. But you're the one who... I'm sorry. This is all a little too much for me. Phew. There we go. A nice, solid hit. Hey there. I don't know who you are, but you're lucky I found you when I did. Me, I'm just your everyday, devilishly handsome hunter. As for the pretty young lady, you a servant? Yes I am, and I take it you are as well? Sure am. I think this calls for a toast to our fateful encounter. Yeah, please wash your hands first. Foo, foo. I agree. Cleanliness comes first. Alright, I hear ya. Man, what a pain. I feel like that is not a lot to ask for, sir. Okay, let's try that again. This means I saved your lives, yeah? Yikes, I must have made an even worse first impression than I thought. Well, your entrance was a little, okay, incredibly off-putting. But I suppose we wouldn't be here right now if not for you, so thank you for that. So beautiful. Say, now that I've washed my hands, maybe it'd be alright if I held yours? No, I think I'll pass on that, thanks. We still don't even know each other's names after all, so I think it's much too early for anything like hand-holding. Ouch. Rejected with cold, hard logic. That's just sad. Okay then, sounds like introductions are in order. I'm Orion, the Tri-Star Hunter. Foo? Ah, now I gotcha. So you've met me before then. What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, you are... Charlotte Corday. Oh, I see. It's okay if you've never heard of me. I'm a very minor figure as heroic spirits go. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry, Seki. I wasn't able to be useful after all. If Orion hadn't showed up, who knows what would have become of us. Huh? But I couldn't even defeat a single demonic beast. Yeah, you did. You literally did. Don't be ridiculous. I'd never have been able to save you guys if you hadn't hung in there like you did. Oh. I see. Then I was useful after all. That's wonderful. That means I can die now. Where'd that come from? Oh, sorry, I misspoke. What I mean to say was, I'm so honored now that I could die a happy servant. Being able to help humanity is a dream come true for me. I can almost feel myself disappearing as we speak. Well, don't, okay? I mean it. Foo-foo? Oh, I get it. You're actually egging me on, aren't you? Not even close! Actually, hold on. Something's still not adding up. Let's see. You're not an Atlantean, right? And you're a servant? What's going on here? Oy vey. Oh. Oh, I take it someone came into the room while I wasn't paying attention, since my door's open. Now I see. So you're a master. Oh, don't worry. I can promise you with absolute certainty that I'm a servant from proper human history. So, if you're here, does that mean you came to set this lost belt right? Not exactly brimming with confidence, are you? So, I'm guessing from the way you're looking at me that you'd like me to help you. But I can't. Foo? Too much hassle. What more do you need? Things don't always have to be overly complicated. You can't be serious. You must be 1,000 times more useful than I could ever hope to be, so why won't you agree to help? Well, let's just say I've got my reasons. Alright then, I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. Come on, Seki, we'll never find the village if we keep wasting our time here. Let's just get going. Does she know the village is in the opposite direction? No, she does not. Oh, right, I'd almost forgotten we were lost. Orion, will you take us there, please? Didn't you just say we were going our separate ways? I'm just pulling your leg. Come on, follow me. Oh, and just so you know, it's over a day's walk from here, so we'll have to make camp at some point. Really? My gosh, I must have been even less attentive than I realized. I had no idea I'd gone so far. Well, don't worry. I promise I'll at least get you to the village safe and sound. So, let me ask you this. How much do you guys know about this lost belt? Yeah, can't say I know anyone by that name. But I have heard there's someone called a cryptor staying at Olympus. And I guess I only really know that the weather is very mild and pleasant here. Oh, and the Atlanteans. Besides that, there are powerful demonic beasts here who are much stronger than I am. Powerful demonic beasts? Yeah, I guess, but it's nothing that'll get in the way of life on this island. In that sense, it's nice and peaceful around here. I hope your friends are still alive. Well, great. Glad to hear it. With an attitude like that, I think you'll get by just fine. So hey, I've got a question for you, a real serious one. So I want you to look me right in the eye and answer it as truthfully as you can. Foo? Okay. This Chaldea place you're from. Does it have other girls as cute as you, or any other pretty ladies to speak of? Well, if nothing else, we don't have to worry about her at the moment. Is this really that important a question? It is for me! I see. I suppose having been raised in an abbey, I simply cannot understand an issue like this. Anyway, we'd better call it a night. Got an early morning ahead of us tomorrow. Go on and get some sleep. Foo, foo. There we go. Out like a light. Sweet dreams, Seki. I'll be around to help you out for at least a little while. You ready, Charlotte? As ready as I'll ever be. Oh, and please call me by my last name. You got it. Alright, you lot. Keep it down so you don't wake up Seki, and I'll make your deaths quick and painless.
Outside. Forced party. Upside. One of them is Super Orion.
Yeah, but it doesn't help that I can't buff Super Orion.
He doesn't need it.
I know.
He's still going for one tap. Everything in there. The more unfortunate part is that you started with only one card.
Sorry, what?
The more unfortunate part is that you only have one of his cards on this round.
Yeah. That's just sad. Oh, beautiful. Well, not necessarily the most beautiful, but see if we can. Alright, that takes care of that. Foe. Oh hey, didn't know you were still up, Furball. Foe. I know that expression. You're wondering why I'm not helping out, aren't you? I am too, honestly. I mean, the best I can do in battles like that is to slow everyone else down. Well, it's complicated. The truth is, I really do want to help. I just need to agonize over it a little longer. I've never had to deal with anything like this before. I might not look it, but I've actually got a lot on my mind. Atlantis is awesome. There's no war, and nobody wants for anything. The only thing most people have to worry about is the demonic beasts. But there is one part I just can't tolerate. Knock it off. She's not an enemy. Ooh. Get lost. I don't feel like talking right now. Who was that? I guess I'd have to say she was my ex-girlfriend? Wait, what? But even though we broke up, we're still not exactly estranged. What? Anyway, that's how it is. I'd appreciate it if you could keep this between us. Well, if you insist that's how it is, I certainly don't know enough about that sort of thing to say otherwise. You don't? No, I don't. Is that odd? Well, I guess that's okay. Good. Anyway, it doesn't look like any more demonic beasts will be bothering us. So, I'm going to stay close to Seki. Fu! Fu! Please get off me, Fu. Hey, you're up. Ready to get going? If we leave now, we should get to the village today. Good morning, Seki. I've got plenty of jerky if you're feeling hungry. Fu! Fu! So that thing's carnivorous, huh? Fu! Fu! A creature after my own heart. Guess it wasn't just a walking emergency ration. Fu! Ow! Ow! I'm sorry, I'm sorry! Well, I doubt he'd be enough to fill up on anyway, so let's get going and eat on the way. Hit him again, Fu. That's the village we're heading to right now. There's a bunch of remains here of the gods who fell during the war about 10,000 years ago. Sorry, I guess that didn't make much sense to you, did it? Don't worry, it will soon. Ay, these guys again. And they're the last demonic beasts. Hey, how's about helping me to mark the occasion? I just felt a flash of pain throughout my head just now, but I'm okay. I'll do my best to ensure I at least don't get in the way. Oh, better layout.
These cutscenes have been relatively short for the more recent.
What did you say?
At least the last handful of cutscenes have been pretty short.
That's true. Sorry, I'm gonna up your sound volume for me, because I think I have you down a little bit and then the game's turned up. Because I was trying to hear the music a couple sections ago.
I see how it is. You didn't want to hear me that loudly. It makes sense. I don't want to hear me that loudly either.
A waste of a good crit.
We are 7 minutes away from the reset.
Oh, are we?
Yep.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
So, for the event, are you going to have to finish that one up off stream?
Yeah, I was planning to. I don't mind. Toodles, Cameo Box! Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. What?
Nothing.
Okay, you've been doing like practically no damage for 3 rounds. Now you make all my use of your attacks useless. Thanks. And you're gonna die. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Ooh, that is bad.
What?
Oh, the remaining matchup.
I had a guts on him.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah, I almost lost him there for a second. Try this on for size. Oh yeah, we won! Man, having a master around really does make a big difference, doesn't it? It really does. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm doing so much better now. Huh? Oh, I get it. Like this, right? Oh yeah. I don't suppose... Oh, yes please. But since I barely did anything to help, I think a low 5 would be more fitting. Knick-knack, that's fucking adorable. We did it. Oh, me next. Come on. Huh? Well, in that case... Just the fingertips. Well, I couldn't give you anything better than what I gave Seki, so... Why is that? Some kind of servant code or something? I guess something like that. Foo. Ah, well, never mind that. Here we are, Hestia Village. Oh. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna cool it till server reset for a couple minutes because I don't want to get interrupted.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mid no battle node.
Fair enough. I mean, the server reset, you are going to have to do something to refresh the app. But...
Yeah. Oof. Oh my god. I sense that Atlantis will be long.
Yes, Atlantis and Olympus are both bigger than... I think they're both bigger than anything you've read before, and it's a two-parter, so...
Yep. It's not a bad thing. It's just a thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, it will be interesting to see if you can get through them before the cutoff point.
I should be able to. I've got almost 3 months.
3 months, 2 chapters.
Yeah. You forget, a month and a half of that is summer.
True.
Yeah. Ugh. Just in case, I figure I'll leave that out there for the minute or so that we're waiting.
Did you see I set up a friend code chat in the
I did.
Discord?
I meant to go screenshot mine and I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I threw that up there because it's not like you can't, like, I'm like, you don't post screenshots anywhere. We're going to police us. It's not a spamming. It's just an ease of access thing. So if someone wants to fill out their friends list, they can just find people on the server's friend codes.
There we go.
So it doesn't have to be like a constant offer and ask.
Yep, I can post that later now. Although I'm pretty sure that almost everyone who's chilling in the Discord is probably on my friends list already.
Most likely.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because I wanted the rewards for getting new friends and then I didn't get any new friends, so... You know. With the friend list expansion or whatever that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't meet new people in FGO.
I've got 10 unaccepted friend requests on NA right now.
There we go.
Actually, I've been having to clean through them pretty consistently.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
When you play, you get a lot of friend requests if you play events and you put the event CEs on your support setup
Yeah.
for the event support setup. And you also get them a lot if you just start having really, really high, high value servants. Like if you're playing Skya, hit 10, 10, 10 on skills, she'd probably net you a few friend requests. Throw a good CE on her for farming.
Yeah.
Today's my ticket day.
Okay.
Look, one of the mats for the monthly tickets, or a mat I had actually 0 of.
Oh, yeah, I had that last month. Okay. Oh, hey, Orion. What's going on? It's not like you to return from a hunt so soon. Let's just say I happened to cross something rare and unusual. You mean you found someone too? Two? Oh yeah, some people showed up here asking for help. I tell you, I hadn't seen anyone that badly wounded in a long, long time. Well, damn, that's a hell of a coincidence. So where are these people now? They're staying at the tavern for the time being. Apparently, the courier happened to know who they were. I was going to have them head for the temple once they get their bearings, but now that you're back, this works out nicely. Why don't you escort them there? Turns out none of them had an offering from the gods, just like you didn't. Did you hear that, Seki? Hell yeah, I do. There's no way this is just a coincidence. Come on, the tavern's this way. Wait for me! Senpai! Senpai! You're all right. Oh, thank goodness. I mean, well, I knew you were still alive and uninjured thanks to your vital readings on the shadow border. But since we couldn't contact you, I was worried that you might be trapped or imprisoned somewhere. I can't tell you how relieved I am that you're all right. Yeah. Luckily, I got off with only a few bumps and scratches since I was using the enhanced Orton axe at the time. Seki, you're all right. Though we did have empirical evidence of your well-being, we were all still going out of our minds with worry. I'll say, this whole sorry state of affairs just goes to show how much you still have to learn. Now you listen to me, it's every soldier's duty to always contact their superiors, no matter what their situation. If you're all right, we'll know to breathe a sigh of relief. If you're wounded, the shock will take our collective breath away. Either way, once we have contact, then we can take action. But if you never contact us at all, my point, girl, is that it's about time you took your responsibilities as the last master of humanity seriously. Let me guess. Your communicator was broken, right? Well, given that you were uninjured, I'll overlook it just this once. The fact is, we cannot solve this lost belt problem without a master, and as I just said, you're the last one we've got. At any rate, though it is a great weight off of all of our shoulders to know everyone survived the attack, I'm afraid the situation we find ourselves in is both highly complex and time-sensitive. Where to begin? Where else? The first order of business has to be captain. Well, the whole reason we survived is thanks to Captain Nemo forcefully initiating a zero sail. Usually, zero sailing in the state we were in would have gotten us killed for sure, and should never have been attempted. But this time, it turned out to be the right call. I took a look at the data we collected during the attack, and it said that the beam that came down from the sky tore the border to pieces. So even though our zero sail came to an end successfully, albeit half-assedly, our existence was still ever so slightly unstable. Are you familiar with a rider by the name of Astolfo? Then perhaps you're also familiar with his noble phantasm, the Hippogriff. Since it is not of this world, and its existence is so ill-defined, the Hippogriff is able to travel freely between truth and fiction. This enables it to temporarily evade attacks that are rooted in reality. In our case, under most circumstances, our predicament would normally have led to one of two outcomes. Either that light from the heavens would have torn the Nautilus to pieces, or the forced zero sail would have resulted in us no longer being able to verify our own existence. However, it is here where Captain's decision truly shines. Sustaining damage in a neither here nor there state served to verify our existence through external means, and, in turn, the zero sail helped keep the light's destruction within manageable levels. Though not without significant cost, I'm afraid. Captain Nemo was integrated into the Nautilus, so when it was nearly destroyed, the damage to him was catastrophic and has left him comatose. They're letting him use the bed on the second floor of this tavern. He still hasn't woken up. Under normal circumstances, the best thing to do would be to send him back to Novum Chaldea, turn him into his spirit form, and give him the time he needs to restore himself. But our plan hinges on the Nautilus, and with that out of commission, our hands are firmly tied. For one thing, we can no longer escape even if we wanted to. As far as I can tell, we're almost completely cut off. We've been able to transmit a tiny bit of data, just enough to let her know we're still alive, but that's all. It takes forever to send, too. To give you an idea of the scale and difficulty, it's like sending signals from Earth to Mars. Then, right when everything was looking abjectly hopeless, that's when I showed up and said, "You look like you're in distress, oh beautiful lady with the hidden eyes. Hey look, it's Bartholomew Roberts, right?"
Yup.
I take it we've already met then. Perhaps there's a version of me there in Chaldea? Still, I'm a firm believer in proper introductions, so don't mind me if I do just that. My name is Bartholomew Roberts. I'm single! I said I'm single! Here, Mash, why don't you come stand next to me for a while? Okay. Indeed, it was through meeting Mr. Roberts that we managed to arrive at this village. What about you, Master? How did you find your way here? Huh? There doesn't appear to be anyone else here, though it does smell faintly of game. Perhaps this means the servant who escorted you to this village was here not too long ago? Orion, The human version? There's a human Orion too? Not just a bear? Oh wow, I wish I could have seen that for myself. In the meantime, I noticed you also seem to have brought a very beautiful woman with you. May I ask your name? Oh, I'm sorry, were you talking to me? I was! My name is Charlotte Corday. I'm an assassin. Mash, was it? Are you Seki's servant? Yes, that's right. I'm Mash Kyrillite. Well, as a fellow servant, it's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, and please call me Corday. Not at all. The pleasure's all mine. So, are you the one who escorted Master here then, Corday? Oh no, it wasn't me. If anything, I was being helped much more than I was helping. Neither Seki nor I would have made it back here if it hadn't been for Orion. Aha, no wonder I haven't seen you around then. Yes, I'm afraid I got hopelessly lost. I'm sorry for worrying you, Mr. Courier. Oh, that's quite all right. Just grow out your bangs, and it'll all be water under the bridge. Jesus fucking Christ, the bang man. Huh? Damn, I guess she didn't get it. Anyway, is Orion gone now then? Well, that's too bad. Guess I'll have to go after him. Then again, I don't really want to go after another man. Then again, I think I have to. Oh man, how am I ever going to decide? Oh, don't bother. We don't have the time or the resources to spare running after someone who's already left. Besides, we still need information first and foremost. Just what in the world is going on with this lost belt anyway? Okay, Bartholomew. I know you already told Holmes and me earlier, but would you mind going over this lost belt again for everyone else? Not at all. Would you mind lowering your bangs? Why? I'm already perfect as I am, so no. You know, I gotta give him props for trying, Knick-Knack.
He's really going for it.
Despite repeatedly being turned down flat. Alright, moving on. We know exactly why the Sea of Atlantis ended up as a lost belt. Did you notice anything unusual about this village? I'm betting you did. Right. As I'm sure you can imagine, those giant buildings you saw are not of human design. They were made by, well, there's no better word for them than gods. What's more, these gods still hold the reins of power here, even to this day. That's right. Here in this Lost Belt, the gods of Olympus are alive and well. Oh, is that really where they're going to stop that exposition? I'll be honest, that's mildly annoying.
I'm actually pretty sure it's just going to open with exposition. They just wanted to give you a breathing point.
That's what I figured, but honestly, in that case, I would have just rather they kept going, you know? How fares things there, Canis? Did the operation to eradicate the Chaldeans conclude without issue? Sure looks like it. First, we beat the shit out of them with the massive fleet, then finished them off with one of Artemis's arrows. If they actually managed to survive all that, I'd be so impressed I'd even join their side myself. Well, Canis, do I have news for you? I'll take that to mean it was a highly fulfilling victory then, but I'd also advise you to watch your tongue, Canis. Words have meaning after all, and I'm afraid you might have been a bit too generous with your praise just now. The hell's that supposed to mean? It's not like I could join their side even if I wanted to, now that they're dead. Wait, I recognize that mean little smirk. Don't tell me. Odysseus, tell us what happened already, and be quick about it. We haven't finished our search for their remains yet, but at this point it seems that they were not eliminated as planned. I intend to continue searching for them under the assumption that they managed to escape, most likely to a nearby island. I expect T.H.E will be our best bet. Frostshard, you can't ask me not to. I'm already feral for Canis. There you have it, Canis. Well, are you going to join their side now? Not a chance in hell. Are you trying to start something with me, Kirstaria? Ugh, just forget I said anything. I didn't actually mean it anyway. Besides, I don't even see why all this was necessary. I could have easily killed them all myself, but you just had to go and bring Artemis into it. So what are you going to do to make up for this botched operation, Mr. Commander of the Olympus Defense Forces? You going to offer up your head on a platter by way of apology like the other one of you did? I don't answer to you, Canis. The only ones who can punish me are Lord Zeus and his close ally, Kirstaria. Thank you, Odysseus. Rest assured I have no intention of laying blame for this at your feet. The operation itself was perfect, and your direction flawless. I appreciate your even-handed decision, Kirstaria. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I must get back to my search. Yes, that's a good idea. After all, Odysseus, the whole reason you were dispatched there was to ensure the invaders would never sully Olympus. Yes, exactly. I hope you are duly aware of the importance of your task, Odysseus. I am. I have a defender, finally. Was that the twins, by the way?
Yes.
Jemmy and Minnie?
Yeah, this is their introduction chapter.
Yep. As for you, Canis, you should be ashamed of yourself for your failure to kill them. Canis. You are to come back to Olympus at once, and cleanse yourself as best you can before you are granted an audience. If I were you, I would already be thinking up excuses for this miserable failure of yours. I can tell you right now, the King of the Gods is going to be very upset with you. Better be ready to receive his punishment. Why, you little... That's enough, you two. I'll deal with Canis myself. I would remind both of you to conduct yourselves in a manner befitting the glorious Olympus gods. You're always much too easy on Canis, Lord Kirstaria. But if you insist, I suppose we have no choice but to keep quiet. Remember, Canis, you are nothing more than a hunting dog. There is no point in keeping you around if you can't do your job. You should be honored to have been trusted with a divine spirit. It's far more than you deserve. If I were you, I would never forget the debt of gratitude I owe to Lord Kirstaria. Difficult though that may be with such a tiny brain as yours, I nevertheless suggest you try your best. God, I love them. Oh, okay, I checked Discord. Oh, wild. I'd play it. I'll kill him. Canis. I don't even care what Zeus might do to me. I'm gonna kill those brats dead. End of story. Canis. Shut the hell up, human. Don't you keep calling my name. Not unless you want to end up dead yourself. Let's refresh our memories, Canis. What is it you want? To get revenge on proper human history. No, scratch that. To reject it completely. That's the whole reason I went along with your little scheme in the first place. Good. Then continue to do just that. There is no need for you to return to Olympus. I'll tell Zeus myself that you're biding your time, waiting for a chance to clear your name. Alright, fine. I'll play along. You are technically my master, so I'll obey that order. Besides, I have a little more respect for the Chaldeans now. If they really did manage to survive Artemis's attack, they'll be plenty worth killing myself. If that means cleaning up the moon goddess's mess for her, then fine. Oh, I'm surprised to hear you say that, given your notorious antipathy towards the gods. Perhaps visiting other Lost Belts has affected you just like it has the Chaldeans. What was that? You got a death wish or something? Huh? I don't have any mercy to spare for humans or divine spirits. Far as I'm concerned, the only good human or god's a dead one. Besides, the only one in the whole damn world who could do something about me is you. Ugh, forget it. Too much trouble. Alright, Kishtaria, what do I gotta do? For the time being, you're to remain on standby under Odysseus' command. We can't have you roaming around the sea haphazard and getting caught up in skirmishes with the remnants. Not unless you want to exhaust your magical energy before you get a chance to fight Chaldea. Worry not. Once Odysseus locates Chaldea, I will ensure you are the one to settle things with them. Alright, I can live with that. I hate having to hang around Odysseus any longer, though. Odysseus, any news of the Athena Clitonomia? We're still looking for them, but I'm prioritizing the search for Chaldea for the time being. Fine. Let me know when you find them. Understood. That's all I have to report. For now, I will return to my search. Very well. I'm sure a hero of your renown won't let us down, Odysseus. I find it hard to believe how rudely you behave towards your own master, Canis. Ha! Believe it or not, this is me holding back. I'm just too tired to bother with anything more. Really? That was you holding back? Yeah, it was. There's just no point in getting pissed off at him. He never bats an eye no matter what you say. So I only ever say about half of what's really on my mind. Couldn't you tell? Aren't you afraid? It's not as though you are his only servant, after all. If he were to get fed up with your rebellious attitude, he could end your contract whenever he liked. Man, I wish that I'd finally get to pick up a proper fight with him. No damn human slaps a collar on me and gets away with it forever. When all's said and done, I'm gonna make him pay dearly for that. What a strange relationship. Oh well, it's none of my business. Lord Odysseus, the echidna has succeeded at producing the dog. I believe it should finish growing in about half a day. Good. Find something it can use to track the Chaldeans. I don't care what it is or where you get it. If the Chaldeans are indeed still alive, they're bound to have left a trail of some kind. And a dog's keen senses will be able to find such a trail. In proper human history, the gods, including the 12 Olympians, parted ways with humanity. But in this world, they remained. I don't know why that is. We might be able to find a clue as to what happened if we went digging around in the ancient ruins. But really, that doesn't matter. The problem is that this world achieved amazing growth and prosperity thanks to the gods sticking around. Well, if we're being accurate, most of the gods aren't actually here in Atlantis. They're up on top of the great pit that sits in the middle of Atlantis' sea. That's your ultimate destination, the interstellar metropolis, Mount Olympus, that lies beyond that tree of emptiness. Olympus. And of course, wherever you find gods, you'll also find people who worship them, like the ones who attacked you the moment you set foot in this Lost Belt. This is as far as Da Vinci and I got earlier. From here on out, everything we learn will be new to us as well. Right. Now I see. If the gods are still alive here, that would certainly explain our current situation. When you mention people who worship the gods, are you perhaps referring to that heroic spirit? That's right. I bet you were all quaking in your boots when you heard his true name, weren't you? He's one of the most famous tacticians in all of proper human history. A hero who survived the same battlefield that took the lives of great heroes like Achilles and Hector, Odysseus. That's the commander-in-chief who rules over this entire sea of Atlantis, and your sworn enemy set on wiping you all out. Right. Along with Hector, Achilles, Penthesilea, and Paris. He was one of the heroes who helped bring an end to the legendary Trojan War. In fact, he was the one who came up with the idea for the Trojan horse. Anyway, our first order of business is to get Nemo healed up. We won't even be able to use the shadow border until he's feeling better. Hey, Knick-Knack, did you notice the name of my stream today?
Yes, I did. I actually listened to a couple epic tracks before you hopped in the Discord. I literally finished one up right when you popped in.
Nice! Chat, name the epic song it's from. Anyway, our first order of business is to get Nemo healed up. We won't even be able to use the shadow border until he's feeling better. Fortunately, I have an idea as to how to go about that, so don't worry. I'll take care of it. Next, there's one more thing I would like to ask you about. What was that light that came down from the sky and tore the Nautilus to pieces? Is it some sort of secret weapon Odysseus came up with? Ah, yes, that. That's one of the most pressing problems you'll have to face. Let me start at the beginning. There are 3 major hurdles you'll need to clear if you're going to reach Olympus. First, there's the Olympus Defense Forces, commanded by Odysseus. Second, there's Poseidon, the nihilist god of the sea and guard of the Great Pit. And third, there's the heavenly arrow of divine punishment, Artemis. There's no way for you all to get into Olympus unless you can do something about each of these hurdles. Think of them as Atlantis' version of the 3 layers of defense that made the Byzantine Empire's capital city of Constantinople all but impervious to invasion. Maybe I should have said something before I left after all. Then again, I'm sure they'll figure out something with Bartholomew there. Man, now I've got even more I've got to think about. Where should I go? What should I do? Is this really what you want, Artemis? Things were actually relatively peaceful on the Sea of Atlantis up until fairly recently. There were still soldiers stationed here, sure, but you could count them all on one hand. And even with Artemis keeping watch, getting around between the different islands was no problem at all. Back then, the only ships she'd automatically attack were those that tried to head for Olympus. But then, not too long ago, the situation changed dramatically. Was that because of us? That's part of it, sure, but there's another bigger reason. What happened was, a number of servants from proper human history managed to infiltrate Olympus. Huh? I don't know if it's because of the sheer size of this lost belt or what, but the counterforce ended up summoning a whole bunch of servants, who tried to establish a beachhead that you Chaldeans could use to reach Olympus whenever you got here. So who were these servants? I wish I could tell you, girl with the beautiful hidden eyes, but I don't even remember what they looked like. I presume there is some sort of magecraft in play. Yes, I think so. You see, I was asked to help them reach their destination, which means I had to stay behind. So, if I remembered their true names, there was a chance I could end up being compelled to give them to the enemy. They must have had a really talented caster put a spell on you. Then again, it could have been an assassin or someone who specialized in memory manipulation. At any rate, I do remember they managed to get past both Artemis's arrows and Poseidon's strikes, and ended up safely reaching Olympus. Unfortunately, their arrival came at a heavy price. A number of servants were killed on the way there. I may not remember their faces or their names, but I do know they all went down fighting. Gotcha. Regardless, this does shed some light on why their security was already so tight. That being said, with so many servants being summoned, they would surely have been discovered sooner or later, even if they had all remained here. Who cares about what happened in the past? We still need to worry about the present. So you're saying the reason Atlantis is on such high alert right now is thanks to this other servant invasion. Exactly, man who wouldn't be my type even with much longer bangs. Okay. Then again, if you were to lose a few pounds... Was that descriptor really necessary? At the moment, getting into Olympus is basically impossible. We love a bisexual king. However, there are still several servants who stayed behind, so in my opinion, you should start by looking for them. Of course, in order to do that, you'll need to visit the neighboring islands. But, at least Artemis's guard should be a little more relaxed during the daytime. Unfortunately for you, my ship, the Royal Fortune, can cross between islands in the blink of an eye. That being said, honestly, it's still incredibly risky to move around while Artemis is on high alert. We can only hope that she's lowered her security level because she thinks you're all dead. So what do you say? What about this idea you said you had for helping Nemo out? For helping Nemo to recover. I'd like to know more about it. Ah, right. It'll be faster if I just show you. In brief, it involves taking Captain Nemo to the temple. Excuse me, Mr. Courier. Yes, what can I do for you? I'm sorry to impose, but I have something I was hoping you could deliver for me. Unless you're already fully booked. Not at all. The only reason I'm allowed to stay on this island is because I agreed to serve as a courier. Now, where would you like it delivered? The next island over. In that case, I should be able to make it there and back by nightfall. In exchange, I'm sorry, Hieratikos, but could I ask you to do me a favor and show these people around the village for me? I think they'd be especially interested to see how clothes are made here. Sure, no problem. Well, given what these villagers are wearing, it certainly seems like their lifestyle is still identical to what it was in ancient Greece. As such, I doubt there will be all that much interest to see. Thank you for showing us around. Not at all. Okay, this way, please. I'm sure it comes as no surprise, but one truly cannot help but notice those enormous structures. I'm told they are known as the remains of a number of gods. Remains isn't the nicest way to put it, but that does seem to be what the young people call them. Do you mean to say that you are no longer young yourself, my fair lady? Because if so, I must humbly beg to differ. Oh, well, thank you. Anyway, Mr. Courier said I should show you how our clothes are made, right? Here, it's right this way. Oh, this is something very interesting interior decoration you've got going here. I take it that's your loom over there. What do you use for your textiles then? Some form of cotton? Cotton? No, it's silver birch bark embedded with Theos Kliranomia. Theos what now? Well, I suppose that doesn't matter, though I must say, isn't this material a bit too plain for clothing? Surely you could put such a lovely shade of blue towards more fashionable means, no? And what about durability? Isn't that a concern? If I may, Director, fashion is intrinsically tied to both the area in which it is worn and the civilization of the people wearing it. So I dare say it's quite rude to criticize it as though our perspective is the correct one. Yes, good point. I see. So you find it too plain. But to answer your question, no, durability isn't a concern at all. Our clothes can be adjusted to suit the temperature, and they're treated with a coating to deter blades, which keeps us fairly safe from demonic beast attacks. Huh? Yes? Pardon me, but would you mind if I touched the outfit hanging over there? Oh no, go right ahead. I can't say I've ever felt any other article of clothing quite like this. Would you also mind if I borrowed that knife? Holmes? This is a good iron knife, well made and well sharpened, and yet it can't cut through this outfit. Huh? Are you serious? Here, let me try. It's no use. I can't cut it with a dam. Could you stop, please? You're going to ruin the knife if you keep that up. Ah, of course, I do beg your pardon. What in the world is this material? Is there some trick to how you make it? No, we just... Hey, I hunted a demonic beast. Oh good, it looks like we'll get to have fresh demonic beast meat for dinner today. You hunt demonic beasts? Isn't that dangerous? Oh no, it's fine. The ones around here aren't all that strong, anyway. The gods have permitted us to hunt them for millennia now, as long as we do so in moderation. They should start cutting and dressing the beasts any moment now. Come on, let's go see. I got a hydra! This one ferments alcohol in its intestines, so we ought to be able to get some good booze out of it, too. I don't believe it. That is easily as large as an Orochi or a Diavoltron. I say, have you all noticed something odd about these proceedings? While all the villagers would seem to be happy about this kill, not a one of them is surprised by it. This sort of hunt may not be exactly common for them, but nor would it seem to be unprecedented. Man, this is great. We haven't had Hydra meat in forever. Let me think. Maybe 30 years or so? Am I right, Gramps? Oh, I'd say the one from 30 years ago was a good bit smaller than this. I haven't seen one of this size in about 200 years, back when I was still young myself. Huh? What did you just say? I said I haven't seen one of this size in about 200 years. Alright, let the feast begin. Man, we haven't had Hydra in ages. Don't worry, everyone. We also have chicken if you're not a fan of snake. We had demonic beast back in Russia too, didn't we, Senpai? Yes, it is. It is a little tough, but it's nothing you can't get used to. Faux. Not bad. Not bad at all, but I dare say it would go down even better if it had been cooked teriyaki style. Here you go, demonic beast teriyaki. Alright, now that we've discovered a few more interesting things from this Hydra hunt, let's take advantage of this mealtime to go over what we've learned. First off, we were told that this Hydra was brought down not by a servant, but by 4 ordinary villagers. Second, these villagers haven't seen a Hydra of this size in approximately 200 years, which we know thanks to an old man who was apparently a youngster at the time. Quite so, it would seem that while Hydras of this particular size are something of a rare occurrence, it is not at all uncommon for these villagers to bring back smaller Hydras from a hunt. Furthermore, all the jerky we've seen hung up around the village came from demonic beasts as well. In the Russian Lost Belt, the Yaga had to use magical guns to hunt demonic beasts, and even then bringing one down wasn't easy by any means. But here it would seem that hunting demonic beasts takes no more effort for these people than, say, hunting a quail would for us. And even though we're ostensibly from the same human race, they all seem to be in picture-perfect health. And they certainly couldn't be that healthy if they didn't regularly have enough to eat. Hey there, everyone enjoying the feast? This Hydra really hits the spot. I say, what in the world is going on with this village? I doubt anything we've seen here is unique to this village. Rather, I expect this is just what life is generally like here in the Atlantic Lost Belt. Now, there will be time for all that later. For today, I suggest you guys eat your fill, and tomorrow I'll explain everything at the temple. I've got to say, this serpent liquor doesn't taste like any other kind of alcohol I've ever had, but it's got a real nice kick to it. I bet it would be even better with some spices. I'll have to try importing some one of these days. True, given everything that's happened between yesterday and today, I can't help but feel a bit mentally worn out. Putting everything out of our minds for the night and getting a good long sleep might not be a bad idea at all. You do realize that I'm speaking strictly in my capacity as commander, of course, and I only reached this conclusion out of fervent consideration for everyone's well-being. I mean it, you know. Well, I ate before stream, and still talking about food makes me hungry. When did you become so distrustful? Shouldn't you, take me at my word? You are my subordinate, after all. Phew. Also, would you please teach this creature to stop stealing my food already? Gordolf, I think he can steal your food. I think it's fine. It doesn't look like Captain Nemo will be waking up on his own anytime soon. He is still comatose, or at least the closest equivalent for a servant. Unless we do something, he will most likely continue to wither away until he ultimately perishes. Did he come in? Okay. Right. Unfortunately, getting to the temple could be a bit dangerous. You see, the demonic beasts seem to have picked up on the scent of battle and started to roam the area. In that case, we can't have Seki carry him, since she needs both hands free for her master duties. Indeed, and it would be quite difficult, if not impossible, for you to carry him either, thanks to your small stature. So who would be the best choice? Why, would you look at that? It seems we have a strapping young man with girth to spare right here. You're not talking about me, are you? Don't worry, you'll be fine. Someone as light as Nemo shouldn't be any trouble for you at all, right? Well, no, of course not. Not to mention that physical enhancement is the most rudimentary of all spells. But a distinguished commander like myself giving a child a piggyback ride just seems more than a tad, well, improper. You're still worried about appearances at this point? Shouldn't you be more concerned with improving your odds of survival, Commander? Even if just by 1%? Exactly. Besides, I bet you'll cut a real dashing figure carrying Nemo on your back, Gordy. Spare me the hollow praise. Something about it just rubs me the wrong way. That actually reminds me of something I've been wondering about for a while now. Did the homunculi you grew up around never praise you for anything, Director? Great question, Mash. Homunculi are already fully grown from the moment they're born, which means they have absolutely nothing in the way of genuine life experience. I don't need any praise from the likes of them. So no, they did not tell you you did good growing up. Not that they ever bothered anyways. I don't know whose idea it was, but they said it was policy to never offer praise for anything they felt was the sort of thing anyone should be able to do. I especially remember how Tool would always be like, "I'm very sorry, young master, but I will never praise you, regardless of what you may accomplish." I swear, what was her problem anyway? I see. Fascinating. She sounds like something I would very much like to meet. Don't be ridiculous. She's just another homunculus. I highly doubt she'd have anything to offer you. Besides, she's long since gone from this world, so you'll never get to meet her regardless. Oh, why am I even talking about this? Alright, fine. I see how it is. Wait right here while I go and fetch Nemo. There, happy now? Now that's a father figure if I've ever seen one. He does look like Nemo's father now. Don't be daft. Now look what you did. My shouting made him kick me in the stomach. Now I see. So this is what you Chaldea folks are like. What you lack in rules you make up for with discipline. That suits me just fine. In fact, I'd even say it's ideal. Alright then, let's make our way to the temple. I'll go with you. I'm guessing I'm really just an ordinary guy. That's why I'm here now. That's why I got left behind. Right now, I'm just a guy who looks the part, left holding down the fort. Every day feels like it lasts a year. Every second feels like it drags on for an hour. Don't get me wrong. Logically, it makes sense. Really, when you get right down to it, servants like us are supposed to fight alongside a master. It's just reckless to go off somewhere you know you're likely to die without one. I know what that servant, I can't even remember their face, asked me, stay here and wait for them. And I know I said I would, partly because it really didn't feel like the kind of situation where no was an option. But I'm supposed to be one of the greatest sabers ever, even if I do just use a club. Right now, I'm a rider, though I can't keep my horse around all the time. Crap. I'm getting all choked up. I have no weapon and no vehicle. The only gear I've got to my name is a few tales of adventure and daring do, and that's nothing compared to real first-rate heroes. I can't stand back up if my Achilles tendon is severed or if I'm stabbed in the heart. I can't keep protecting an entire city as its political leader, general, strategist, and warrior all rolled into one. I could never compete all of the 12 labors on my own. I can't even gather a bunch of other heroes onto a single ship for an epic journey. So many things, and I can't do a one of them. The best I can manage is to hunt demonic beasts and donate them to the villagers, just like I've been doing every day. They say they've been doing a whole lot more demonic beasts running around lately. That probably means they're either here or they will be soon. I wonder what they'll think of me when they show up. A useless, good-for-nothing, C-rank servant. I just hope they're at least a little happy to meet me. Nah, what am I saying? I've got to stop thinking positive. They're just gonna look down their noses at me and relegate me to backup. That's all I deserve, anyway. Alright, now that I'm feeling more myself, I'm just gonna keep looking on the dark side of life. After all, that's what I swore I was gonna do. Depression! Okay then, let's get going. Man, when we first set out for this Lost Belt, I never thought I'd end up walking it with my own 2 feet. Well, sure, I've always wanted to get a chance to explore some new, uncharted land like this. While I understand how you feel, Da Vinci, and I'm well aware that you can handle yourself in a fight, I feel I must remind you that you are truly essential to the Shadow Borders operation. So I would advise you to stay as close to Miss Kyrillite as possible. Yeah, I know. Ah, yes, we used its barely functional cloaking feature to hide it once we reached the shore. While I would prefer to return to it as soon as possible, doing so while its comms are unusable would of course render us unable to lend you our aid. So in the meantime, I've entrusted Mr. Mounier with its safekeeping. On a different subject, what exactly does going to this temple entail? That's a fair question. By all accounts, it sounds like the 12 Olympians are our primary enemies here. So why in the world would we run the risk of going somewhere devoted to worshipping them? Worry not, my poor compadre. My portly compadre. There are no gods there now. It is a temple in name only these days. However, it still has one of the gods' relics there. A relic I thought we might be able to use to restore Captain Nemo to good health. In proper human history, you would probably refer to them as nanomachines. Oh yes, you see them all the time in science fiction stories. Is there no equivalent to them in Magecraft history? How would I know anything about Magecraft that doesn't pertain to me? Not to mention that if I did, someone would probably have come to silence me long ago. That said, I heard rumors that the El Malloy's family mystic code uses something extremely similar to nanomachines. But only a fool with no sense of self-preservation would go traipsing about in other families' Magecraft he knows next to nothing about. Uh-huh! So then, this is Olympian technology. Are you sure it's safe for us to use? Speaking in my capacity as technical advisor, I'm not sure I can endorse this. You have every right to be suspicious. Girl who I very much wish would let her bangs down. Not according to my chat, Dakota Doyle. Andrea's message came through first. However, this nanomachine technology has apparently been part of this land for over 10,000 years. So I'm afraid I'll have to defer to both of your expertise to determine whether or not it's safe. What about you, Miss Corday? Do you know anything about nanomachines? Not a thing, but I get the feeling I'd be stronger if I did. I see. Very well then, Miss Seki. Would you be so kind as to give us a proper send-off? Hold on, just a moment. Since I'll be accompanying you personally for this expedition, why don't you let me handle this? Right then. All hams, move out. Hams? You bitch. He flubbed it! All hands, move out. Well, what are you all waiting for? Come on, before I leave you behind. Senpai. Autobots, roll out. Indeed, I must say, he's a much faster walker than I expected. Good grief. You'd think they'd take this a little more seriously, but considering we're in the 5th and biggest Lost Belt now. Oh, I think they're taking it just seriously enough. If this is how you all operate, I can see how you managed to take down 4 other Lost Belts. Right? Alright, we'd better go after them. By the way, would you mind hiding your eyes with your bangs? Okay, that is more than enough out of you pushing your creepy, specific fetish onto literally everyone around you. Seek help. I love her for that. She's so real. Oops, now I've gone and run off too far ahead. That won't do at all. This may be embarrassing, but I'll take shame over death any day of the week. I expect the gentlemanly thing to do here is to simply turn around and go back to rejoin them without saying a word. All that aside, I still can't believe I flubbed such a simple yet critical line. Does this mean I'm just not cut out to be the one giving orders? No, that can't be right. No doubt I'm just feeling a little less articulate than usual after all this fighting. Yeah, that sounds right. I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. That must be Seki and the demi-servant. All right, Gordolf, keep it together. A good mage never loses their cool, no matter the circumstance. Since I can't use my hands right now, I'll just give them a congenial smile and... Yeah, buddy. What's this now? Some sort of sketch comedy routine? If so, I would certainly hope you could come up with something better than the old "oops, there's a monster behind you" gag. Buddy. That sort of tired cliche may suffice in your circles, but it'll take something far more sophisticated humor than that to get a chuckle out of good old Gordolf Music. You mean you weren't just trying to get me to turn around as a joke? I'll be right there, Director. Please, run for it. Yee! Is it just me, or have I spent far too much of this year literally running around? Oh, hold on. There's no way I'm going out as some sort of bad punchline. Goff, charge! Damn it, I didn't have enough charge left. Well, since technically the main character is me, and I like Autobots. Guess I'll just have to use a command speller. I like the Transformers, so... Right, ready when you are, Master. Huh? What just happened? Please tell me these bloody chunks that look disturbingly like crushed tomatoes aren't mine. Don't worry, I got the beast. Oh, good. Thank you. You and the kid would have ended up monster chow if I hadn't been there. Glad that didn't happen. Yes, and I'm quite grateful for that, believe me, but, I still don't know who you are. Yeah, that's fair, but before I tell you that, I need to ask you something. What? What is this? And did you really have to point that surprisingly sharp-looking stick at me? I ask of you, are you my master? No. Gotcha. Okay then, I'll just be on my way. Sorry to bother you. Whoa, wait up. No, I'm out of here. I messed up the one line that no servant should ever mess up. There's nothing left for me to live for. Huh? You're the master? Yes, that's right. Now could you please tell us who you are? Yeah, okay. Well... now there's something behind you. Yourself. Shut up already, you dumb things. Did he just take that monster out with a wooden sword? Huh. I'm guessing that's not just any club. Then again, the only famous club wielders I know of are Miyamoto Musashi and Heracles. Oh my fucking god, are we actually that dumb? That has to be one of the last things I ever thought I'd hear a master say. And no, I'm nowhere near as big a deal as that. My name's Mandricardo. I'm a plain old run-of-the-mill servant, best known for fighting the 12 paladins of Charlemagne. Wait, really? Even though I'm just a supporting character in The Legend of Roland? Wow, so you know who I am. That's great. Oh yes, I know who you are too. You're the king of the Tartars, who stole the sacred sword Durandal and still ended up losing a duel to Ruggiero. Ouch. You make a habit of going around and reopening old wounds there, Tubby. Huh. Guess the scent of blood must have lured them out here. Alright, prospective master, I'm counting on you to call the shots. You know, even I've got to admit that line wasn't too bad. It had a nice, easygoing feel, and every... Mandricardo, aren't you going to fight? Oh, right, of course. Okay, let's do this thing. Okay... Wow. If it wants me to use a rider, then I think we know what we're gonna do.
I've got a fuzzy baby in my arms.
Oh, fuzzy baby. Okay. One of these things here would charge me an NP. Which one?
Well, Castoria's first skill will take you all the way to 100%.
Okay.
And that's going to be even one. For a 2-round fight, it probably doesn't matter. Do you have Zuge in the background?
I do.
Yeah, and that should be fine.
Yeah.
Because then you only need to charge 10%. You hit even 10% with this MP. You can swap Zuge in and pop batteries on both Zuge. Castoria should make it to 100.
Okay, so now use Jufu's skills and then swap her to the back line?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, do that. And then what do Zhuge's skills do?
30, 20, 20.
30, 20,
Left
20?
to right.
Okay.
Or sorry, 30, 10, 10. 30, 10, 10.
Oh, that's fine. Murder.
Yeah, that worked.
Yep. There we go. That ought to do it. Yes, he is. After all, Mandricardo is famous for taking on the entire French army with only 3 allies. Ah, that's no big deal. Every hero's got some kind of story like that. Those people coming this way friends of yours? Sherlock Holmes, Leonardo da Vinci, and Bartholomew Roberts, huh? Must be nice being so famous. The important thing is that you're all unhurt. And if we can now count another servant among our ranks as well, things are certainly looking up. He's got nice long bangs, but you can still see both of his eyes. Damn, so close. Is that really all you care about? What can I say? We pirates have never been shy about our desires. Amazing. From what I hear, he's only known these people a little longer than I have, but he's already one of the gang. Mandricardo do not think that way. He must have A-rank people skills. He doesn't even try to hide the freaky shit he's into, and they still like him anyway. Mandricardo, I promise you that's not it. Man, I'm so jealous. If only I was a little bit smoother with people. So, what are you gonna do now? Keep heading for the temple? In that case, I guess I can go with you. Besides, I'm a rogue servant, so I'll feel better having a master around, too. No worries. Any servant would do the same, right? Alright then, looks like I'll be coming along. Do you know anything about the temple yourself, Mandricardo? Oh yeah, hell, I've even used it myself a few times. A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So let's just get you to the temple and save that guy's life. Are you quite sure it can do that? Are these nanomachines really safe? For that matter, how do they work? I'd much rather you tell us now rather than later. Don't ask me. I don't got any idea. Look, you'll just have to see for yourselves, okay? Alright, fine. Besides, if we can't get the Nautilus back in working order, I'll have to continue this entire journey on foot. And everyone knows nobles such as myself only travel by foot when the circumstances leave them no other choice. I assure you, I have no idea whatsoever what you're talking about. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, that was a pretty decent start to the chapter, Knick-Knack. What do you think? Oh, are you not there anymore? I've been abandoned. Knick-Knack is muted. He's muted.
No, I'm still here. Sorry, I just had like an entire soliloquy that you missed.
Yeah, you were muted.
Made a lot of you made a lot of progress today, especially considering there's like 2 prologue sections that were just all story. Like what section are you on?
4.
Oh yeah, you just finished 3,
yep.
Right? Yeah, so you basically finished 5 sections today. That said, like add the prologue to the 26 parts, it's 28. So you're 5 out of 28.
Yeah. It's not the worst, I think, but it's already longer. It's about what I plan to stream at this point, so I'm probably cutting it for the night. Evening streams are always a little shorter than daytime and morning streams can be. So I'll definitely be back streaming Atlantis next week. Hopefully I can get a longer stream in next week. That would be nice. That would be the goal, if I could do like a morning stream that goes longer. I'm enjoying it so far. And I think we're making pretty decent progress. You know, certainly we need to make more progress, but, you know, little by little, step by step. Oh. What are your plans for streaming next week, Knick-Knack?
Monday we'll be back with Fire Emblem. Actually, I might have an extra stream next week. I need to double check that, though.
Fair.
I'm not going to promise an extra stream next week. It's not impossible, but I'm not going to promise it.
Yeah, I don't know yet what day I'll be streaming FGO next week, but I do believe that Vorn is feeling enough better that we're supposed to be back at Baldur's Gate next Friday, which would be nice. So maybe you might see 2 streams from me, FGO and Baldur's Gate, if we're good, for next Friday. So that'll be nice. But I think, for me, that's going to do it tonight. Check out the Discord if you haven't already. I'm trying to get better about plugging that. And I'm excited to continue Atlantis. I'll let you, like, you guys will see before I stream anything, like on channel announcements. So, if you're interested, it'll be easy to come back around. So thanks for joining me, everyone. I think I'm gonna head out. Good night.